What's good, everybody? What is good? What is good? Welcome to another episode of Opinionated with yours truly. I am your guy, Resla. Hopefully, you have been having a very good day tonight. And hopefully, you're going to have a very good night with me today because we are going to get into some things. And I'm going to say it, and I feel like I have a lot to say on this particular type of conversation, this particular topic that we have tonight. Because as someone who comes from a particular space, way back yonder, who talks a lot about the aspects of how the world has changed and the dynamics of working with one another, we need to get a little bit about it. By the way, folks, if you haven't paid attention, just something new for you guys um, coming up for the future, especially when I start doing other things. I can't believe it, but I think when we're done tonight, we'll be on episode 140. And you know, I like to do things in like odds, right? Not evens. I like to do things in odds, which means that, you know what? Hold up. Let me make sure I do this right. This is going to get loud, folks. Hold up. This should be just better. In fact, let me go test. Let me go look at my sound real quick. Let me listen to my sound real quick. Sounds like we're pretty Gucci right now. So, as someone who comes from a particular space where the mating and dating of everywhere seems to be the norm, right? Of course, you know, I don't like to really jump into all that because this is a space I walk away from. I feel like you have plenty of places where you can go get that kind of information, right? For me, it's always been about critical thought. It's always about challenging narratives and, of course, dispelling a lot of the talking points that we have out here. By the way, if you happen to be new to the channel, do yourself a quick favor. Trust me, it's just as much for your benefit as it is for mine. Hit that like button, folks. Hit that like button and do me a favor as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're more interested in the thought-provoking conversation that just doesn't want to give you the regular fast food content that you're used to, right? Because for here, we like to actually challenge the normal everyday shit that you hear over the internet. And the reason why we do that is because when you go out into the real world, when you click off the internet, when you get off your phone, when you put that shit in your back pocket or on your favorite dirty desk, when you talk to your family, when you talk to your coworkers, when you talk to your very loved ones, whoever they might be, the shit that flies out your mouth, is it really the stuff that you believe, or is it the stuff that you've been listening to and been subjected to time and time again? Some people are here because they're curious. Some people because they got to see my beautiful bald face and they say, what this mofo got to say? And for other people, OG Do Dirty sent them here. Shout out to OG Do Dirty. By the way, tonight, folks, we have the DBD that's going to be happening tonight. So, you know, I got a limited window with you guys. But I got so much I want to say. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Now, let me just say this from the jump. I'm not here to argue for or against marriage. That's not the mission. But this is a two-player game. OG Do Dirty says that's a fact. But this is a two-player game, everyone. I don't give a damn about your hot takes on feminism, the patriarchy, red pill, blue pill. Keep all that shit to yourself. What I'm here to say is this. We've stopped respecting the family unit. And that's a problem that's bigger than anyone really wants to admit. We've gone from building households to building audiences, from building legacies to chasing a lifestyle. And the numbers tell the story. You can go look on your favorite website. You can go look at the CDC. You can do it. You can do whatever you like. You're gonna see it. Marriage is down, folks. Teen pregnancy, still on the rise. Single motherhood, still on the rise. Fathers' homes, don't even get me started. But somehow, we're still calling this progress. Come on now. Families aren't supposed to be disposable. They're not accessories. You see, I get it. I get it. People got hurt. The old systems were flawed. But instead of fixing it, we're fucking tossing it away. We act like happiness is the goal. And anything that challenges us, we're quick to walk away from. But life isn't meant to be solo. I say time and time again, folks, life is about 3 things you should be looking at: choices, trade-offs, and other people. This game is not meant to be solo. It's a 2-player game. And right now, most folks can't even make it through the goddamn tutorial with someone else before rage quitting. So no, I'm not on some pro-marriage campaign. I'm not on that. I'm not blind to the world. But I am campaigning for people to stop treating family like it's optional. How about respecting the role of a partner? Of a provider? Because that shit matters. Now keep in mind, I didn't say provider as in male provider. I said a provider. Because chaos might be fun to watch, folks, but structure is what saves people's lives. That's why we have civilization. That first key part of that word is called civil. Let me say it again for people who didn't understand that. We have civilization. Part of it is nation, but that first part is very important. It's called being civil. And if we keep cheering for the fall of order, don't cry when we have nothing left to protect. I got a few things I was asking myself. Very quick, very jotted down. I didn't even do it on the train. I literally did it here at the desk, which is why we started kind of late now instead of starting at 8. Because I came in and I just said, I just wanted to drink. I wanted to kick my feet up. I wanted to change my clothes. I wanted to hit in the shower. I didn't want to come through with the feeling of work on me because I'm off tomorrow. It's going to be a long night. It might even be a long day. I might even stay up for a while, folks. We might switch over to the DBD, and who knows what's going to happen afterwards. We don't know. Tonight is our night. Tonight's going to be our night. I got the green light. I am not going to work tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes. This is our night. If you're with me, you're with me. If you're not, I'm still going to chill and relax. So I was asking myself something sitting at this desk. And I was thinking about people who talk about happiness. And then I think about people who just try to find harmony. And I guess that's what I'll call this first segment of thought. Happiness versus harmony. Or rather, let me sound better. Happiness versus harmonious? No, let's just say harmony. Let's go back and crack this delusion open. A lot of y'all think that relationships are supposed to be about making you happy. It's a cute ideal, but it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Happiness is a bonus. Harmony is the mission. And the problem is, Too many people walk into a relationship expecting the Disney movie. Men and women. He doesn't make me laugh like he used to. She doesn't feel like my piece anymore. Bro, she's your partner. She's not your fucking masseuse. And for you, sis, he's not your serotonin drip. He's your other half in this thing that we call the war zone of life. What the fuck is wrong with you, some of y'all people? You know, we bought this idea that love is supposed to be easy. That your partner is supposed to be the complete package, the thing that completes you. You complete me. Fuck you. Never saw that movie. I think it's from The Notebook. I think that line's from The Notebook. I never saw it. You complete me. Fuck you. But real love, real structure, that's choosing someone after the butterflies are dead and buried. After the moth has already hit the flame. It's learning how to build when the roof is leaking, ladies and gentlemen. When the bills are due. When the kids are loud. And the both of you are looking at each other and you both want to scream. But when you scream, both of you at the same time, I just want to let you know, that's harmony. It's harmony. And you don't get harmony by chasing consistent pleasure. You don't. You get it by learning the moves and learning to move as a unit. You get it by doing something that this generation is somehow allergic to, that this era that we're moving into has become allergic to. Let me tell you what that word is. You know what? No. Before I say what the word is, what do you think the word is? Here's a hint. It's not accountability. What do you think the word is, folks? The thing that people are allergic to now in this era that we move into in relationships. It ain't accountability. It ain't responsibility. It's not even a T. What do you think that word is? I know we get stuck on the Y words. Accountability. Responsibility. It ain't that. What do you think that word is that people are allergic to? It should be really simple now because I cut away the easy ones, the easy fall tools. Again, we don't do. I get money. No, get rid of all the E's. Commitment. Coming close, but not really. I want to say the opposite of that. The opposite of commitment. I know y'all are some smart individuals. You get people like Josh who absolutely hates the choices that he made, so he absolutely should know that. Instead of trying to be funny, instead of saying anal, he should definitely know what he did. Come on, folks. Come on. Y'all are some right individuals. Come on. There's almost 20 y'all in here. Communication is nice. It's nice. But that's not the thing people are allergic to. A lot of people say that they would love to communicate. Love to communicate. They just suck at it, but they try. They just trash at it. That's not the thing. That's not what they're allergic to. People are not allergic to communication. They just suck at it. Liberty? What the fuck? Huh? What? Huh? No. Compassion? Oh, y'all are killing me in here. Y'all are killing me right now. Come on, folks. Come on. It's real simple. Come on. Oh, now I know we're going to hell. Peanuts, Jesus Christ. Peanuts? I know we're gonna go to hell now. Come on now. We gonna get one more minute. We gonna give you 1 more minute to try. Come on now. Y'all can get it. It's easy. I'm not gonna give you any more hints. Cause y'all gonna get mad when you hear the word. Come on now. Come on. You can do it. No. No, you gotta work for it. You gotta earn this nut. All right? That's the problem. We keep giving shit up for free. All right, crazy mama? You gotta earn this nut. Shit. Go ahead and cuss. Cuss and scream. I'm still gonna long stroke you. Go ahead. Cuss and scream. I'm gonna long stroke the shit out of you. Go ahead. Get mad. You ain't get it yet? You ain't get it yet? You don't know yet? Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Y'all get this? Come on. Teamwork? Nah. Teamwork? No, I know the dream work. No, it ain't that. It ain't that. 10 seconds, folks. 5, 2, 1. The word is sacrifice. People are allergic to sacrifice. I can't believe none of y'all got that shit. I can't believe none of y'all got that shit. The word is sacrifice. People are allergic to sacrificing. I can't believe y'all didn't get that. That shit is crazy to me. Oh. The fuck? Yeah, what the hell? Like, how y'all didn't get that? That is crazy to me. Maybe that's why you're single. Damn, that's crazy. I can't believe y'all didn't get that. A goddamn shame. Yes, folks, sacrifice. Happiness is fleeting, folks. It really is. That dopamine hit, that thing that you want to get so badly, you try to hold it out for as long as you can. It's like trying to get a new outfit. It's like going on your vacation. You want to post up your pictures like you on IG. We're talking about harmony. Harmony is when you and your person don't actually agree on something. Believe it or not, that's harmony. It is harmony. It is harmony. It is harmonious. When you and your partner don't agree on something, you think, well, Resla, that doesn't sound right. No. You choose to align for the greater good. Not because you two are great, but you choose to be two opposites even. Not even on the same page, but choose to get together. Even when you're arguing, to align for the greater good. Let me say that again. Not to make me happy. It's for the greater good. You choose to stop keeping score. You choose to take the L sometimes for the win for the team. You don't try to take every basket yourself if it means that you can still get the W at the end of it all. Now, let me ask this and be honest with yourself, not with me, with yourself. When was the last time you saw two people working in sync because they were in love, because they were committed to the same outcome? Tell me why. Come on. When's the last time you saw that shit? Tell me why. Exactly. You don't see that shit now. It's rare. And that's because people are teaching folks, whether online or in personal life, that the moment they're uncomfortable, they need to bounce. So instead of actually learning how to weather a storm together, they're out here looking for better vibes. And then they call that shit. Guess what, ladies? Because I hear this shit from you guys the most. They call that shit self-love. When you love yourself. How many times have we seen this shit online? When you love yourself, when you develop self-love, the fuck out of here. When you vibe and you love yourself, you take the single by choice. Fuck out of here. It's not self-love. No. It's self-sabotage. Dressed up in self-care. Did I just hurt some people's feelings? Let me say it again for you. It is self-sabotage dressed up in self-care. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to double down on that bitch. I sure will. Real relationships aren't about being happy all the time. They're about being something that outlives your mood swings. And listen. If you want a partner, not a pacifier, a partner, how about you start chasing harmony instead of happiness? Because happiness comes and goes. It does. Harmony, that's earned. That is sweat. Through silence, through struggle. Harmony is what makes a two-player game unfucking beatable. It makes it unbeatable. My second point says assignments versus agreements. Because this is where a lot of people fuck up as well. You ever noticed how relationships today feel more like a group project from hell, basically, than an actual partnership? And keep in mind, I've dealt with this even in people that I've dated in the past before I got with my girl now. Like, everybody's handing out assignments, but nobody's agreeing to the goddamn syllabus. You need to do this. Well, you should do that. Man, you shut up. People don't come to the table to build shit anymore. They come to the table with a checklist, a resume, and a motherfucking clipboard. They're ready to manage someone else like they're an intern instead of an actual partner. You see, this is what happened when assignments replace agreements. Let me say that again. This is what happens when assignments replace agreements. We've lost the ability to collaborate. Just like we lost the ability to do what someone else mentioned way earlier, communicate. It used to be that you sat down with someone and you built a life based on shared values, shared effort, shared purpose. But now, it's like two people are trying to run different businesses under the same fucking LLC, under the same company name, under the same fucking roof. And both of them feel overworked and underpaid. people people love to say, know your role, but don't even know what the fuck the goal is. It is wild to me how folks will scream about what their partner should be doing, but can't explain what success even looks like in a relationship. That shit blows my mind every fucking time. And it's a simple goddamn question. Are we building a legacy? Or are we building, or are we just shacking up for the vibes? Just so we can say that we have weekend sex. Because I can promise you, if you're not working towards mutual visions, you're just playing house. Until someone gets tired and they fucking flip the table. And I'm not even talking about gender roles right now. I'm not. You first of all, you can miss me with all that shit. Plenty of places that you can go to for that motherfucking shit. I ain't talking about the Bible. I ain't talking about the fucking gender roles. I ain't talking about none of that red pill shit. I ain't talking about manosphere. I ain't doing none of that shit. Masculine this, feminine that, cool story. Don't give a fuck here. We talk about real shit here on Opinionated. What about the functional compatibility? What about that shit? What about someone what about someone saying, "Hey, you're good at this. I'm better at that. Let's divide and conquer." Instead of nat, pat, and tat. And at the end of the day, there was no tit for tat because there's only two tits. Nat, pat, and tat. Nat and Pat got their titties. There was no tit for tat. How about not do that shit every day? How about saying, I cook, so you're better at taking out the trash. Can we do that? How about I pay for dinner instead of the whole, in fact, let me do the opposite. I cooked. So you need to be the one to take out the trash, motherfucker. Or the other way. I paid for dinner, bitch. So you need to shut your fucking mouth and be submissive. How about you miss us with all that shit? How about we stop that shit? What the fuck are y'all doing? Dating? Or running some transactional hostage negotiation situation? Relationships are built on assignments that end up somehow with one person burnt out and the other person bitter. That's the way it's run today. And if you ever sat down in that silence at say like 11 p.m., unless you're online and you're listening to all your hate fuck that happens out there, the screaming and shit. If you ever sit to yourself at 11 p.m., knowing damn well y'all don't even like each other anymore, then you know what I mean. I've been through that before. Thank God I'm not really in this relationship, but I've been through that shit before. You're clocking in and out, waiting for your emotional paycheck. But here's the truth of the matter, folks. HR ain't replying to your emails. Now, me, I believe in agreements, not assignments. Real agreements. The unsexy, grown folk kind. Where two people sit down and say, here's how we operate. Here's what we both expect. And here's what we both bring to the table. No one ever says the bullshit, I the table. No ego. No Instagram fantasy. No hidden contract full of resentment and role play. Just straight up structure. Let me say that word for you again. Structure. And that's the problem that we've glamorized. We have glamorized the vibe and demoralized structure. Ladies and gentlemen, vibes won't raise your kids. Vibes won't pay your bills. Vibes don't build homes. Agreements do, though. So before you assign your next partner a list of duties, ask yourself, have y'all even agreed on what the game plan is that you're playing? Or are you just yelling plays in a sport that no one actually signed up for? Just a question. Just a question for you. Next, when I think about this new thing that's happening is because we see it from millennials to Z now. So let's talk about generational disrespect, because we still have to deal with Xers and we still have to deal with boomers as well. Doesn't really hurt us too much as millennials and Zers now, but we still have to deal with our parents who are most likely going to be Xers. But still something we can still talk about. And I can still talk about it as someone who sees Zers who even looking at me like blah, blah, blah. And I could like, shut the fuck up before I slap the shit out of you. But whatever. I need to say something that's gonna piss people off. No, not enough. Not enough. Not enough. It's not enough. Hold up. I need to say something that's gonna piss some people off. And if you are, just want to let you know, I'm cool with that. The generation doesn't just have a problem with authority. Not this one. They've developed a straight up disrespect and contempt for the family altogether. Now, I'm not saying every parent out here was a goddamn saint. My parents were not a saint. They were not saints at all. A lot of people were raised in even broken folks, broken families who were just fucking winging it. Some of y'all got trauma. Real fucking talk. Oh no. No. You say that, Hurricane, because you not. Because you probably didn't come from a broken home, the one I'm talking about. I've been around these people. They get pissed at you. These are the people that get mad when they still grown in their 20s and they not even 20s, their 30s and 40s. Close to their fucking 50s, they still get mad when someone says, yo mama. So unless you're going through that, because I still see these motherfuckers in the streets, 50 years old, hat cocked backwards to the side, like they in a fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fucking little shit. Still talk about the best thing I want to do is play ball. Don't talk about my mama. You ever see grown ass football players? Don't talk about my mama. You can say whatever you want. Don't talk about my mama though. Is these motherfuckers talking about I'm making millions and millions of dollars, and the first thing they do is crying. I'm gonna buy my mama a house. I'm gonna buy my mama a house. That is fucking traumatic. Son husbands is what they're called. Shout out to Greg Adams who told me that shit. They're son husbands. That's trauma. I'ma work my heart. I'ma work my ass off so I can buy my mama a crib. Broken ass ninjas, easily triggered. I said what I said. You don't like it. That's your problem. Now that doesn't justify burning the whole fucking tree down because the roots were rotten. I get it. Some of us have been in some nasty situations. There are definitely women were in situations that they could have wound up being single mothers, and they said, "I need to make sure I do what's best for my kid, with a daughter or son, and I'm gonna make sure the unit works. I'm gonna get with somebody." And then there are those who turn around and say, "I think I'm bad all by myself," and probably created the very same men that I'm talking about today. Somewhere along the way, we started pushing this idea that you don't owe your parents anything. And sure, in some extreme cases, that is a fact. You don't owe them anything. But the message got distorted as well. It went from boundaries to bitterness as a personality. Let me say that again. I feel like some people might have gotten lost. At some point, with some people having extreme cases, the message got lost. Like, the signal got distorted. And it went from people having boundaries to having bitterness in their personalities. Right now, you've got 19-year-olds. By the way, you don't know who she is because she doesn't know who she is because she doesn't know I do content. But there's a 19-year-old out here on TikTok saying they cut their mama off because her mama didn't get her a new car for her graduation. Meanwhile, that woman, that I've been told, that woman has worked a double shift to make sure that that young girl can even graduate. Where's the balance? Where's the gratitude? We act like being raised was a fucking favor our parents did for us. And in some twisted way, we think that entitles us. I'm going to make myself relation to them. That entitles us to have revenge for every time they didn't get it perfect. I don't know of a perfect parent. Do you? Do you? And now I see that shit online. No contact. Soft life only. Healing era. Bruh. How the fuck are you healing if you never tried to understand where your parents came from? Explain that shit. You think they had therapy? Therapy's pushed on everybody now. You think they had that shit? It was still stigmatized to go to therapy. They had trauma and a job. It was what it was. That was it. Now, I'm not saying they got a pass for all the abuse or the negligence that they went through. I live in a liberal city, so let me sound like a liberal for a moment. Let me be clear. Some people need to walk away from their parents. Some people do. That's not the majority of you, me, by the way. But some of you do. That is not the majority. What's happening now is we're romanticizing abandonment. Think about that for a moment. Where am I lying? And just let me know where I'm lying. If we're not romanticizing abandonment, people sitting there like, man, I did it all by my fucking self. Man, I came out the vagina crip walking and I threw the bandana on and I did my thing and I came up to the street and I hustled and I was fucking all these bitches and I made my rap song and I was. Really? Really, nigga? And I don't ask nobody for shit and I be running it and I sound like the fucking the Kevin Hart. Hard. By myself. One pillow. One pillowcase. Hard. All day. Doing it. By myself. Running these streets. By myself. Like, nigga, just shut the fuck up for a moment, please. People talk about they cutting off your family doesn't make you evolve. Nincompoop. Yes, I'm being very, very, because what I wanted to say was 10 times worse, and I didn't think I wanted to put that out there. It doesn't make you evolve. Cutting your family off does not make you evolve. It makes you an idiot. It might just make you emotionally unavailable with a Wi-Fi connection. Because I say Wi-Fi connection because if shit really goes bad, really fucking bad, because you ain't really hit rock bottom, you have a real. Guess who the first person you reaching out to? Guess who the first person you reaching out to? Mama. You say, fuck you, bitch. I don't need nobody. I don't need. Fuck you. One pillowcase. One pillow. Like, mama. Mama, you know what? The fuck out of here. This generational disrespect bleeds into everything. I see it. And that's why we today do not value commitment. We see our elders as being outdated. I see this shit as someone who sits in the middle. Hi, I'm a millennial. I am 43. And I can see X, I can see the boomers, and I can also see a Z, and I can even see hints of alpha. Y'all are fucked up because y'all don't even know what commitment is. People do not see their elders as prominent figures that they should listen and learn from. They see them as outdated. They treat their own siblings like they're strangers. Let me say that again. There are brothers and sisters who treat each other like they're fucking strangers. They don't treat each other like they're family. You know, I get it when we say things like, man, I got friends who treat me better than my own family. That doesn't work for everybody. I know it sounds like it's fucking something great to be proud of. It's not. You sound like a fucking idiot. Now I get if your family's all fucked up because you was all broke, fucked up, whatever, and you happen to be the only genetically gifted one that went to Harvard or whatever the fuck else, and you had an upbringing story where you were the only one. Clarence had a really good parents. Maybe your fucking ass. That's not everybody. You was most likely broken like everybody else around you too. And the idea that there are people out there to well, my friends and they better than my No, motherfucker, you just walked away because you didn't like anyone telling you what to do. Let's be honest, most of those motherfuckers out there. There are plenty of people to this day, young people that I run across, young people that think they got it together, and I have to do a verbal fucking slap them a backflip. To them, they look at me like, Resla, I'm stuck. Yeah, you're stuck because you don't know how to think. I'm here, motherfucker. I'm here to teach you how to think. Shut the fuck up. Man, fuck you. Shut your child fucking mouth. I'm speaking. Well, I'ma come get you. No, do not come for me unless I send for you. Shut the fuck up. You do what I tell you. If you say anything else, you are out there. You do not want me as an enemy. And they're not used to having people shut them the fuck down. They used to think that if they bitch and yell and scream loud enough, other people will cave. Y'all know the people I'm talking about. They don't even have to be Z. You seen them as millennials. You seen them as Xers. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. Anyone who has a modicum of respect for themselves can easily see the weakness, the stench that comes from these motherfuckers. You know who I'm talking about. We've all seen them in our lives. Some of them might be your own family members. One of your aunties that just needed to get the fear of God put in her one day in her own fucking kitchen. Well, you know, who the fuck you think you took? Yeah, I know you know who I'm talking about. Some of you got them in your own family. Y'all ain't got tired. Don't get quiet now in the chat. I know some of y'all shit. Oh shit, Resla talking shit. Let me cut the fucking phone. He ain't saying shit. Nah, what? I ain't hear nothing. I'll turn down the fucking volume, trying to go to mute and shit. Nah, he ain't saying shit. He ain't saying shit. Don't fucking flip. Get the fuck back on this stream. There was 20 fucking 7 people in here. Get the fuck. Now it dropped to 18. Get the fuck back in the stream. Don't hide from your aunties. How it dropped that quick? Ooh, they was talking shit in the background. You heard and you fucking you went away from the stream. Get the fuck back on the stream. Don't fucking run. Go get your little earbuds. You thought you could just talk shit? Go get your earbuds. You thought you could just have the fucking the stream just playing on your fucking phone? Get your fucking earbuds. Get your fucking headsets and get the fuck back on the stream. You knew what the fuck I was saying. And I know you being pussy right now because you know what's the truth of the matter? You're probably sleeping on their couch. You're probably sleeping on their couch and you thought, who the fuck he talking about? He ain't talking about nobody, auntie. He ain't talking about no. I was just flipping through the fucking. I was just flipping through fucking shorts and shit. I don't know who the fuck that was. I would never subscribe to that motherfucker. Get your fucking earbuds, motherfucker. You lying ass motherfucker. You know you subscribe to me. How the fuck we drop from fucking 27 down to fucking 18? Like that. Because I started talking about your fucking aunties and shit. Grab your fucking nuts. Get the fuck back over here. I'm calling you out. The fuck are we doing here? Get your shit together. Cause you know I'm talking about you. The fuck are we doing here? Now we got 21. Oh, yeah. Think it's safe now? Get your earbuds in. For those coming in, get your earbuds in. The fuck are we doing here? Oh, I'm sorry. It's safe now. You can look over your fucking shoulder. She ain't there no more. Why she make you Kraft macaroni and cheese and you fucking almost 30 years old? Woo! Listen. You know, I'm going to lay off your auntie so you can feel like you're safe. You don't feel like you're a victim right now. The family used to be the first team we were ever on. Let me say that again for y'all. The family used to be the first team that we were ever on. Now it's just a group of chat people on fucking mute. And that shit is wild to me. Y'all hear someone say, my family was so dysfunctional, but they still talking to that dude who lied, who cheated, and ghosted them 3 times. Let me ask you. You anti-family? Or are you just addicted to one-sided loyalty? This is what we're talking about, folks. We're talking about the era right now. We're talking about generational disrespect. And generational disrespect isn't about clapping back at your parents. It's about the fact that they're people, even you, losing the sight, losing the sight, losing the perspective, dropping the ball on legacy. Doesn't matter what ethnicity you come from. If you grew up thinking you're always a victim, you'll never learn how to take responsibility. Let me say that again for y'all, because I hope you feel that in your fucking spirit. If you grew up thinking that you're always the victim, you will never take responsibility. And if you ever cut off their and if for those who ever cut off their family, who the hell is gonna raise the next one? Who's gonna raise the next one? They said it takes a village. It takes a village. Not the IND. Shut the fuck up. It's not a village. You fucking moron. Oh, I went hard on this one. Sorry guys. I went hard on that one. I know a lot of y'all ran. Now we got 23 in the chat now. So some of y'all felt it was safe. The other ones they probably getting yelled at. It was 27. It went down to 18. We're at 23 right now. The other ones the aunties probably caught on. They not smack them in the back of the head. Oh, 24 now. Some of them would have come back now. Most of y'all, like some of them probably still hit back because they got smacked upside the head or they said, no, it wasn't real. He wasn't talking about y'all. No. It's all right. They'll come back when they think this is safe. To make it feel more safe, let's jump into our next segment. We're gonna talk about single parents and their strain. And to be honest, before we even go further, no. I was not raised by a single parent. Let me say that again. I was not raised by a single parent. But I'm not blind. I've seen it. A lot of my friends were raised as single parents. I've lived around it. And I've watched enough people getting broken under the weight of trying to carry out a job of a single household. Of helping a human being grow. I've seen them go through their own sanity. All while being damned at the same time. So no, I don't speak from personal experience. Oh no, I didn't even know I was a wolf. You know who told me I was wolf? Who I was wolf? Because it's funny that you say raised by wolves. That's my spirit animal. I was literally told by monks while trying to get a place blessed that I was raised by that my spirit animal is a wolf. In fact, for those of you who don't know it, if you go right down, so yeah, watch me on YouTube. If you go down to that side, right over here in this corner, and you see that nice little icon, y'all probably wondering what that is. I'm also a Pisces. It's two wolves circling each other like yin and yang. For those who ain't know. My spirit animal is actually a wolf. I was born during the year of the dog. I was looked at by actual monks, and they said that my spirit animal was the wolf. I'm not gonna explain all the other stuff because they also leads to the downfall of one of my relationships, but it makes sense because she was a rooster and I was a wolf, and wolves devour hens. Just some back lore for me. Some real life back lore. Most of y'all don't even realize that I even have the wolf symbol. It's literally me. My spirit animal is literally a wolf. Wow, that's a way to put it. Yeah, she was a cock. That's funny that you say that, right? Because she's bi. I don't know. She's not bi. Well, maybe she's not bi anymore. I know she's married. That's funny that you say that she was a cock. Because she was definitely bi when I met her. That's kind of funny when you say that now. It's kind of funny when you say that now. I'm not gonna lie. That was on the nose. It was good. Still great, great woman, great woman. Still great friends with her today. But it's kind of funny that you say that. Looking back at it, in hindsight, looking back at it, it's like, damn, damn, that's crazy. So no, I'm not speaking from personal experience. I speak from a sense of awareness. I'm speaking from a sense of awareness. Before I go any more forward, because I have been cooking out. I did something I normally don't do, guys. I literally started cooking for real early. And I didn't talk. I didn't really want to highlight people that was here in the chat. So I'm just gonna rattle off names as I remember. I've seen Alex in here. I've seen Blind in here. I know Peace Dynamo was one of the first people that's in here. Snowman I saw in here. Hurricane, I know I saw you in here. I think Zoomer's in here as well. Lauren was in here as well. Marcus is in here. Uh, I saw Let's. I saw Ron. Who else did I see? Team Philip. I saw in here. Let me start looking through the list. I know OG Do Dirty was in here. Mayo was in here because I highlighted them as well. Crazy Mama's in here. Who else is in here? Let me start scrolling through real quick. Let's start. Oh, we got Douglas. Josh is up in here. Of course. Uh, Clay Foundation Brick is up in here. Leopard Print is up in here. Who else? Who else? Yeah, listen. Oh, we back to 27. Listen, we are back to 27 people. Oh, LA Wilkes is in the building. I totally forgot LA was in the building. Keymaster, aka Wheels, is in the building. Appreciate you actually showing up in here. Angry Snowman is up in the building. I did say Alexandria, but in case I didn't, I'll say it once again. Alexandria in the building. Appreciate you being here. And of course, Nightish is up in the building. Nightish just walked up here. Listen, the Winch is in the building. I appreciate you being here. Just Becca, you were here nice and early in the building. I know you're with your family. Hope you're having a good time with your family. But again, 27. Now we got 29 in the building. I rattled off a bunch of names. They may have gone up to 10, which means a lot of y'all are lurking right now. Do yourself a favor. Don't lurk. 29 in the building. Hit the fucking like button. I'm not even saying donate, even though if you really want to help push this kind of content forward so that we can be able to build up a space to be able to challenge the narrative from a lot of other people and be able to have more content and to build up a bigger space. I've actually been thinking about how to build up a bigger space in this entire office. I just haven't really figured it out yet, but I can't do it without your support, right? So, they just ran away. We went from 29 folks, it dropped to 23. Oh, the moment they saw this. Thank you, Nightish. The moment they saw this, they went from 29, they dropped to 23. Motherfuckers ran for the goddamn hills. The moment you make a little promo for yourself, the moment you say, that motherfucker, that's just up with the 20 now. 20. It went to 20 now. We went from 29 to 20 in 1 minute's time, folks. 1 minute. I just want to let you know that lets you know how many people are lurking, because I called them out. They're lurking. They are lurkers. They are ninja watchers, hoping that they can see something that they can come for your boy on. And let me tell you why. Your boy is out here, free agent contract. This has nothing to do with Coach Greg Adams, by the way. But free agent, because they're still trying to figure out, what the fuck am I? Let me say it again. They're still trying to figure out what the fuck I don't know what my content is. I'm variety. YouTube hasn't placed me anywhere. If you want to look me up on Social Blade, Social Blade can't figure out what the fuck my content is. There are people in different areas of the space. You know what they say? We don't know what Resla is. We want to work with him, but we don't know what he does, because he doesn't just pander to what the fuck we talk about. He doesn't just talk about what we talk about. Even when we get him on our channel, we can't finesse him to talk about what we want to talk about. He's not controllable. He doesn't want to play our game because I don't chase the algorithm. Oh, look. We went from 20 folks, jumped up to 26. Well, let's see if we get that 29 back. That's crazy. That is crazy. Appreciate you. Clay Foundation's up in here. Turn them on with the 199. I appreciate you. Nightish being here with the 5. By the way, folks, we went through. By the way, this is the funny part about it. We went through an entire hour of me talking shit, and I still want to say some more things to you. And I never said shit until now, and we just now got donations, and I appreciate anyone who donates to the cause because, quite frankly, we got 10. This is about to be episode 140, so we got about maybe 10 episodes or so before I start thinking about a new season. Because I know when I get a new season in, I'm about to step shit the fuck up. I'm about to step shit up. Every time we try to get into a new season, I try to step shit up. I'm always going to try my best. I'm going to try my best. So, you said good monologue? I'm trying. Some people, especially in these YouTube streets, who try to figure out how we can use Resla, turn around and say, I just want to wait for him to drop the fucking link so I can come on and jerk my fucking dick off and say what the fuck I want to say. This motherfucker be talking all his shit. When there were a plethora of YouTube creators, content creators who do exactly the same thing. Oh, I forgot. They don't do open panel. Now we went from 26 folks and we down to 16. Ooh wee. 15. Ooh wee. That feel the hate. Ooh. It is strong, folks. Call them out and they gone. They gone. The moment you call them, they gone. Let me walk away. That's crazy how quickly they jump off. Look, now we go from 16 to 21. Make up your minds. Don't hide your phone from your aunties. Like, just invest in some headphones. Invest in your earbuds. Whatever you got to do. And you can watch me. It's okay. It is all right. If I make you feel away, because I say this all the time for a disclaimer, if this is not the episode for you, you can walk away. Come back next episode. You can come back next episode. It's okay. It is all right. In fact, if you feel like you need a break, you need to catch this in the replay, I'm not deleting the stream. You can go ahead and rewatch it. Now, depending on how long it might take you, it might cost you. But because right now I haven't even put up memberships. Don't think I'm not paying attention. I haven't put up memberships. I qualify for memberships since last month. Haven't said shit. Haven't done it. I could be squeezing people for money, but I don't. Just saying, folks. Let's get in here. Now we're back to 27. Y'all ain't got to run and hide. Y'all don't have to run and hide. I'm just saying. It's all good. Just saying. It's all good. So to get back to what I'm saying, there are a lot of people who out here who, and I'll say for myself, I'm not speaking from personal experience, but I do speak from awareness. And trust me, the awareness, the things that I've seen, or they speak out loud, because somewhere along the line, we made it seem like parenting alone is just another lifestyle option. Like it's cute. Like it's a personality trait. Being a single parent is not a personality trait. And let's just keep it a buck. It's not cute. It's chaos dressed up in makeup. And that's not a diss to the parents that are doing this all on their lonesome. That have to do it, by the way. Gotta do it. I respect the hell out of anyone who has to go at it alone. The word is has to. Have to. I'm not shitting on those people. What I'm calling out is the system, the culture, and the mindset that says, you got this. You don't need help. Be strong. Don't fold. You mofokes is the one I'm looking at. Meanwhile, We got generations of kids who never saw what partnership looks like in a household. Never saw mom and dad take a break. Never saw what healthy co-parenting even means. You you can't raise a stable child when your foundation is consistently shaking. You can't you can't mold and model peace when you're consistently in a survival mode. You can't you can't pass down emotional security when you haven't had a second to process your own trauma. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to single parent homes. Most of them aren't built in the way that gives you choice. That doesn't mean that we're going to pretend like they're not a big deal, because they are. It's like, for society, it's like we're scared to say that this isn't working, because it sounds like we're blaming the parent. No, 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 no. I'm not myself. Say whatever you want. You guys gonna do what you're gonna do. However you want to do it. Your fucking channels. I don't care. I'm saying it for mine. I'm not blaming the parent. I'm blaming the breakdown. I'm blaming the social unraveling. I'm blaming the decision to glorify dysfunction because we're too scared to admit that they're hurting. That person is too scared to admit that they're hurting. Because the truth is, two-parent households provide balance. Not perfection. Balance. Balance is discipline. Balance is affection. Balance is energy. Because all of the correction comes from one parent, and all the comfort comes from that same parent. Eventually, they burn the fuck out, and the child becomes emotionally confused. And I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Society treats single moms like martyrs and single dads like they're fucking unicorns. If a woman's struggling, she's doing too much. If a man's struggling, he gets praised for just being present. That double standard? Mm-hmm. Sounds like trash, though. That's how I see it. I think how we build strong communities, I think that's how we create. I think based on what we've done, instead of looking at it as building strong communities, we've built resentment, we've built bitterness, we've built broken homes. And listen, I'm not pushing marriage as a fix-all. There are plenty of you who will probably try to push that shit. I'm not saying that. That ain't the message that I'm trying to promote here. It's not what I'm trying to push onto you. You could think for yourself. That's what we do here. What I am pushing is respect for the family unit. Didn't say marriage. Respect for the family unit. Whatever that looks like. Mom, dad, mom, grandma, dad, uncle, even close-knit communities, friends stepping in. To me, that shit all counts, because we're talking about the village. Because this ideal that it's me and my kid against the world sounds poetic until the world wins. You don't win. The world wins. And when the world wins, it it don't just it doesn't just take it out on the parent. It robs the child of a chance to grow up whole. That's not empowerment. That's survival. And it's time that we stopped pretending that they're one and the same. This because it's not. One is not enough. Whew. I could go on this for a while, but I feel like I've been doing this for a bit. And let's just see if you motherfuckers can actually keep yourselves on target today. Because I want to talk with you guys for a little bit. I want to hear what you have to say. Let's see if you can keep it on fucking target. Let's see if you can actually put forth salient arguments, salient conversations. Let's see if you can not just circle jerk and fucking go after each other for any fucking thing under the fucking God's blue sky and this very goddamn Thursday night. Let's see if you can do that. Or let's see that you can absolutely fucking fail the fucking test. As I said earlier, fail the fucking assignment rather than the agreement. Let's see. Let's see how many of you actually paid attention to my hour and 15-minute monologue. Link is in the chat pinned to the top of the chat. Let's see how many people paid the fuck attention. Yeah, I know Arctic can't fucking behave. I know this. You already know. I want to see. Who gonna be the motherfucker that get cursed out tonight? What's good, Blind?
What it do? I just came to learn, bro. I just came to hang out. I don't know. Relationship stuff is not my forte, so I just came to learn.
Here's the funny part about it. I wasn't really talking about relationship. I'm talking about respect for the family unit.
Okay, I mean, yeah,
I didn't say feminism. I didn't say masculinity. I didn't say gender roles. I didn't say people being in the fucking kitchen. I didn't say as a man. I didn't do none of that shit.
Well, I mean,
I caught myself several times. I said, nope, I can't say that. I said the shit in my head. I had to stop, take a, and this is gonna sound feminist. I took a pregnant pause to reassert my words and give it to the people. I ain't say none of that shit. Oh, here we go. Fuck you, Ruthless. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Let's fuck it off. Yeah, bring all these different. Bring some weirdo. We have all these different backgrounds. You ain't cool. Fuck it, you ain't cool.
This is literally my background for my channel. Somebody's got an echo.
Still don't make you cool.
Look at Mayo.
Somebody's got an echo.
Look, as a man, I got you. I hear you.
Right.
Boy, today, Resla, I've never agreed with you. Fuck, man, this is so. I feel like committing suicide right now. I'm like, I don't believe I'm. There's a few things I could just like kind of tailor off, but everything else I thought was pretty spot on. Pretty spot on there. You know, you don't agree too much, but when we do, it's rare. But
hey, it's so am I, baby girl. So am I. Which is why I know I can land this plane like everybody should.
Pull up, Jessica. Pull up. That's take it all.
So what are some of the actionable things that we can do to put this into effect?
Well, how about finding someone who can be in agreement with you, and you can both talk with each other about what the goal is actually going to be, rather than you thinking that you should just assign the roles based on how you were born. How about that shit?
That's confusing.
Oh, well, I bet it is. I bet it fucking is, Ruthless. I bet it fucking is.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's confusing, right? Because
yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure.
Your adversary is the system.
Adversary. My chick is not my competition.
No, system. I said the system.
The system is not my competition.
It is.
It's not.
That's whether you like it or not. The way the laws are written, how the structure's laid down for the family dynamic rules the house.
I've been talking for an hour 15. Y'all can have at it.
So you saying,
No.
hold up, Resla, I want to know, are you saying if you meet a female that just kind of takes control of everything and
No,
but
I'm
it
putting
works
the
out
cam
good
down
and
too.
it's
Shit.
like that's where your synchronicity is, but it's where you have to be submissive and all that, that you should be okay with that and just fall in line with that? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Okay, I want to chime in just real quick before this conversation.
Wait. To answer blind, that is not what I said. Because keep in mind, I've been in a ton of relationships. You know what? I've been the better cook in all my relationships. Am I supposed to turn around and say, well, as a man, bitch, you need to be in the kitchen, and I'm not gonna enjoy the cooking? Or am I gonna cook because I'm the better cook and I'd rather just eat good shit? Keep in mind, there are plenty of men out here that turn around and say a woman's job is to cook, right? But go to any fucking restaurant, go to the majority of restaurants. Who's cooking the food? Is it women or is it men?
damn, you kind of triggered today. I like this. I like this fight.
Is it a woman or is it a man? The chef is more than likely 9 times out of 10 a fucking man.
Man,
Wait, in fact, when was the last time you went to any, whether it's a bodega all the way to a Michelin star restaurant, and you saw a woman at the head chef?
never.
Name them.
Hardly
I've
ever.
seen some.
Hardly ever. It's
I've
very
seen a
rare.
few.
It's very rare. It's rare. It's rare.
But what that's my point though. You're saying like what works best. Well, what if it works best for you to be like? What if this female comes into your life and she just boss hugs you, but it happens to be what works best, like the way she tells you what to do and all that shit. Like it makes everything run smoothly. Are you supposed to just fall in line with that?
So I think Brick wants to say something to that.
I mean, this is definitely a conversation that I feel like is definitely my forte. This is one of them conversations where
Get it out.
are you okay? Are you okay? Did somebody poke you in the butt?
I was fucking with you, Brick.
Okay. I was just making sure because it sounded like some Tourette's or something.
Pause. No Diddy.
No, listen. Family is the most important thing as far as ideals that you can possibly have on this planet.
Answer the question, Brick.
It's the what?
He asked you a question.
What?
DA asked you a question.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So, yeah, it's cool. I get it. People are going to ask a lot of questions. Yeah, that is something that happens in life.
But what is your answer to the question?
I don't have to engage with that kind of like that. I'm trying to stay to the conversation. Can I do that? No, you're trying to have another conversation.
The entire
I'm trying to have the conversation about family. Can I do that? Can I say what I want to say? Am I allowed to do that?
Wait. Again. Wait. I literally just opened the panel like 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, Brick's over here acting like
Thank you. Here we go.
Brick's
Didn't even get not even 5 minutes in. Not even 5 fucking minutes.
So DA, ask the question again. Ask the question again, DA.
So blind and ruthless. Let me explain something to you. I do not have to engage. Hold on now. Do you want me to explain to you what the hell I'm saying or not?
So here's the thing.
You can talk over me.
Oh my God. I should have got more liquor. Y'all fucked me up tonight. I should have got more liquor. Damn.
Ruthless. Am I allowed to speak at all? Or are you just going to talk over me the whole time? Because I'll just sit back and let you have it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's all you, bro. I'm going to mute up.
Brian asked a question, right? Proposed it to the panel, and then you went into something else. I'm just saying, put your mic. I'm gonna let you go, but just if you're just gonna say fuck his question, then just say fuck his question.
For real.
Well, I answer the question. It all depends on what kind of man you are. When it comes to the family unit or the unit of when we're talking about growing.
So
if you're a man who
ruthless. If blind asked the question to the panel and then you gave the mic to me,
yeah, and then you just said that.
Then you interrupt me and take the mic back. What are you doing?
No, I'm done. I'm out. My bad.
Okay. So regardless of the question that blind asked, I would like to actually comment on the actual topic. Is that okay? Well, I'll tell you what, Blind. Since you have so many questions, go ahead, ask all your questions. I'm more interested in the topic than your questions. I'm gonna calm down.
It was one question. It was one question. It was on topic.
Life is a two-player game. Yeah, that was on topic.
If you're incapable of answering it, cool. You could have just said,
I don't want to answer your question again, Blind. Ask the question again. Maybe Resla can answer it.
I said, and this is completely to your topic, Resla. I said, in the spirit of what works the best, like that being the overall idea. What if you meet a woman that forces you into not forces you, but the what works the best forces you into a submissive role, and she just kind of boss hogs you and stuff, but that's what works out the best.
Do you understand? I'm gonna allow you the opportunity to really think about what you just asked again. Because you say not really forces you, but then you say forces you. She boss hogs you, which is a matter of force, by the way. Keep in mind, we're talking about free individuals capable of independent thought and independent choices. So how can someone boss hog you or boss you or force you? Like, if you're independent, you can make a choice. I'm gonna allow you to really think about that question again.
I mean, when I say forces, I'm talking about for what works the best. I'm not saying like forces you, like put it onto your head.
You said forces you.
Yeah, but I'm saying with the end being what works the best.
The issue with when you use the term forces you, right, which means that one person does not have choice.
Okay, well then let me rephrase. If you meet a woman, you're muted.
That's something. Thank you. I'm trying to get to that because when you say force, that eliminates choice.
That implies something else. Yeah.
Okay, if you meet a woman and her being in the dominant role and taking control over everything in y'all's relationship happens to be what works the best, like puts y'all in the best in the seat to have the best outcome. Are you okay with that? Can you do the submissive thing if that's what works the best?
So what I would say is not for me, because I don't live in that life. If that's something that the guy wishes to agree to, if that's what he signs up for, if that's what he finds okay and prevalent for his relationship, I'm not gonna knock him for it. But I know there are plenty of men that love to fucking police other men's dick. I'm not one.
I agree with you, Resla.
But I'm saying, why not? If your whole
why not? Why not? Because I'm only care about my penis.
No, I don't care about that. I'm talking about your original argument of doing what works the best. Why would you not be willing to take that submissive role?
Because wait, apparently you didn't listen long enough. Where did I say anywhere in this? But again, we're gonna go down to the point. I went through a whole bunch of stuff. I went through a whole hour and 15 minutes of monologue, and I even said this is not about gender roles. I literally said whatever works best for your relationship. I said that shit.
He said that.
Yeah, I'm not making about gender roles.
So if I'm not gonna police someone else's dick, what I just said just earlier, less than 2 minutes ago, if he agrees upon that, I'm not gonna shame him for it because that's what you agree upon. Even before then, when I turned around and said, if I'm the best cook, I'm not gonna force a heifer that cannot cook to feed me when I'm not gonna enjoy the fucking meal. Where are we lost in translation?
Wow, your question.
If a guy is okay with all that stuff, right? Oh my goodness, he's a man who will understand my position. What's going on? What's going on, Snowman?
What it do, Resla? What it do?
He's definitely a man who will understand my position. I have no problem with a man being in a role and taking care of his kids or whatever. He doesn't need to be the one who's doing all this other shit that we say as a man.
Well, just because
I can't respect you if you're not doing all this other. And I'm not saying that you're saying that, Blind.
No, Resla. What I'm going to say is just because you're at home, maybe doing the traditional woman's role, doesn't mean you have to be submissive to the woman.
Thank you.
Can I just say something?
No.
Okay, Blind, the answer to your question, from me at least, is if you're in a situation where you need to be submissive to the woman and you need her to lead, then she's not the woman for you. And you also need to do more work as a man.
Hey, hey, Alex, I'll even go more than that because I'll go based on how we started. If she's the type of person that comes through and bogarts and boss babes and whatever, why would you be with that? Wait, why would you be? Why would you? If you're okay with someone who basically,
What would attract you to that?
unless you're that type of guy, by the way, no shade. Not all men are created equal. I know people like to believe that, especially on the fucking internet. Not all men are created equal. Because some guys actually, there are some guys who want a boss babe, who want to be a house husband. There are some men. There are some men that want a woman who has a lot of money so that he can chill at home and play video games and do whatever. And then when his wife come home, you know what she turns around and says, "What the fuck?" And he says, "Babe, I just want to lay that work down." And she goes, "Okay, daddy."
I'm not promoting being gay. I'm never gonna promote that. But if
Aw.
you're the type of man that doesn't know how to lead,
You're
maybe you
probably
should get
gay.
a man instead of a woman. Because it's in a man's DNA to lead. If you can't do that, maybe you need a man.
You're probably gay.
So to
Yeah.
project,
I was just challenging your logic a little bit. I don't.
I'm just telling you, as a
Oh
man,
no,
if you
no, no,
can't
wait,
lead,
wait,
you need a
but
man.
here's my thing. You wasn't challenging my logic because I did it in real time. I didn't have a whole lot of time to think about all this. I did it in real time,
Yeah, he had
and I was
already-
painstakingly making sure I didn't say specific things that people would come out and say, "Well, Resla said this. I clipped it." No, you didn't. like I was painstakingly.
Say whatever works. Whatever works. Whatever.
If,
Right,
and so if I say the words, whatever works, that means there are no assignments.
Right,
I
that
said,
kinda
this is
covers
what
it.
I said. This is what even the whole segment that I even mentioned. I said assignments versus agreements. People need to be on agreements rather than the idea of what they do now when they talk about assignments. I
Okay, well,
literally said that.
So
I
Resla,
wanted to ignore the question.
yeah, okay, hold on,
Literally,
Brian.
why I didn't even want to go
One
down
at a
this
time,
rabbit
one at
hole.
a time, please.
Okay, so I want to say this, right?
So crazy.
This is why I agree with Resla. Because basically he's saying a relationship is a business, right?
Absolutely.
It's more, I think a relationship is more productive. Just echoing Resla's point, a relationship is more functional and more, I would say, able to last longer if you're running as a business setting and not so much on emotions and feelings.
Let me ask you this, because you talked about being the best cook. What if you get into a relationship and the girl is a better cook than you? Are you okay
Then
with
she's
letting-
cooking.
Hey, wait, hold, stop. He asked me the question. He asked me the question. He asked me the question. I don't have a problem with that. First of all, hasn't happened, but if she does, would love it. Cause
Absolutely.
what? I love it because one, it's a new experience for me.
Right.
That's number one. That's number one. Number two, do you know what's the reason why I want a woman who can know how to cook?
So
It's
I
not
don't
for
have
me.
to.
No, it's not for me. It's not even so I don't even have to. That's not it. I'm still gonna want to cook from time to time just to make sure I don't fall the fuck off my game.
Yeah, but
That's
one to
not the-
cook from
that- no,
Russell, one to
that-
cook
So
from
we
time
don't
to time is one
starve.
thing.
No.
Cooking every night,
I'm telling you the reason why I want a woman who can cook. It has nothing to do with me.
for you to you want it for a bragging point.
No.
The kids
I
still
don't
have
want
to be
bragging.
fed when you're
Let
at
me
work.
answer my question so you can understand why. I want a woman who knows how to cook so that I will never have to worry about my children eating fucking fast food. I want a woman
That's
who can
literally
actually
what I
take
just
care of
said.
the fucking like. I don't want my
That's
kids
literally
growing up
what I
for fucking
said.
chicken McNuggets and shit. Thank
Hey,
you.
anybody
Thank
can
you.
make
Peace.
macaroni and
He
cheese and
said
ramen.
it for the kids. That's the only reason I need her to cook.
What's wrong with
Thank
chicken
you.
nuggets?
Peace.
That's literally what I said, Resla.
That's the only reason.
No, it wasn't, Alex.
I said, so we don't starve and the kids don't starve while you're at work.
That's a
No.
fact. That's it.
That's
I don't want to
literally
be
what I
paying for
said.
fast food fucking all day.
Alex, stop it.
Somebody
That
has
is
I
what
want to
she
be
said.
able to
I
feed my
literally-
fucking kids and to keep them nourished and not fucking fat and obese and whatever else.
Alex, I got your back. I heard you.
I literally said, so the kids don't starve and you don't starve while you're at work.
That's a fact. I don't. If I came home and we have 2 or 3 kids or whatever, and my kids are fucking fed, If she said, sorry, I didn't have enough time to leave you fucking food in the microwave or whatever, I'm like, are the kids fed? Yeah. Did they do their homework? Yeah. Are they going to bed? Yeah. I will order DoorDash and fuck my wife.
Dude, I ain't
Well,
got
I'm
to worry.
good.
My two younger girls, man, they will eat anything that's not nailed down to the floor.
They're eating the couch. You come home, they're just
Dude,
eating the couch.
if that was all that was left for them to eat, that's what they would be chewing on when I got home.
So
Thank you, Snowman, for hearing me, because that's
Resla-
literally, I don't even know if I got it all out, but that was what was in
Hearing
my
me.
head.
So Resla, I think if men stop being delusional, right? I think this is the evolution of the relationships. This is the revolution. Yeah, I mean the business part of it, because I do believe that when we get into the
No. See, here's where I'm gonna fall back on. I'm gonna fall against you on this. It's not an evolution. It's a de-evolution. We're devolving. We're not evolving.
Why is that?
Relationships are falling apart. The concept of pure pair bonding have fallen apart. The idea of the sanctity of marriage has fallen apart. The idea of the sanctity of relationships fallen apart. The idea of just coupling. The idea of just knowing what a man is and what a woman is falling apart.
The
Now we
idea
got
of
Zers
monogamy is
them.
falling apart.
But you got guys, you got people out there looking like fucking
Circus freaks.
no, I'm trying to put it out there, looking like fucking Selma Hayek in a fucking prime with a dick. Like, we have
That
devolved.
was a horrible image you just put in my head.
That is devolved. That is not an evolution.
I'm never going to look at Selma Hayek the same ever again now.
You know,
I mean, that's
and
bad.
Resla's 100% right on this. When you're talking about the basis of the relationship, and then you say, well, if it goes back to the basis of the relationship, and then say that that's evolution, no. That's going back to what it was supposed to be. So we're de-evolved, if you want to call it evolution.
So to my point is evolving meaning is transforming or changing the mindset. So most men want the traditional things like it used to
No,
be.
most men just want cooperation and peace. That's it.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying is most men want traditional, right? Most women are untraditional. So to Wes's point, right?
Want. I just know what I want.
Okay, but all right, that's nice. But to Wrestler's point, I'm just saying, speaking of Wrestler's point, and he's talking about making an agreement, right? Learning to work with each other on the pretense for the furtherance of the family or whatever.
Right.
How
So
it would be. I'm not finished. So once we are working to where we're working towards, it will be the evolution or evolving of non-traditional, right? Non-traditional way of doing things, which would be 2025, right? That is no longer about Disneyland, princess and white people out the feet and happily ever after, but more, business mindset, agreeing upon and enjoying each other's company. These things will be what the men side would have to catch up. The women are already there. The men will have to catch up to this. Towards the evolution of men.
I don't think men have to catch up to anything.
Yes, they do.
I don't know.
Yes, they do.
I don't know, guys.
Because men still want traditional women. This is
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
All they want is peace and cooperation.
Men want sluts.
Let me correct myself. Most men want a traditional woman, which is to blind point is
no, they don't.
Men want sluts.
I'll say this. I don't know. We should not be talking about what most men want.
Right.
We don't even know what most men want. No one knows.
That is a fact, B-baller.
Right. We come in these spaces and we tell everybody what most men want based on what we like. You don't know what most men want.
Well, disprove my argument because in these spaces,
disprove a negative. What?
Sentiment, the overarching sentiment for men is they don't want their women cooperative, like Blind said. They want their women so not.
Sir, I don't think you understand. This how nasty it is, and I'm gonna make it real personal for you and I. For you, I and B Baller. You know what? No, wait, no. For you, I B Baller and Snowman as the black men on the panel.
Fuck you.
Man, leave me out.
Is that what he said?
As the black men on the panel, I can't tell you how many people have turned around and told me shit like there are lots of guys out there smashing these trannies out, and they happen to have our skin tone.
I've heard that too, though.
Oh, that's facts. That is true.
What'd you say, Resla?
Dude, I watched a video the other day.
Nigga, you heard me.
Hey, Resla.
Nigga, you heard me. Don't.
Like you got cotton.
All of a sudden, his speaker don't work.
I watched this video on Instagram the other day where this black dude said, "I'm only gay if I get caught. If you say something about it after the fact, I'm not gay."
Okay, now I know what you said, Resla. My bad. Okay, so I'm not disputing that fact. What I'm saying is,
What? Hold on, pause. You're not disputing what fact? That you're only gay if you get caught?
What are you talking about? I'm talking about my point I made earlier. I'm talking about the point of men being delusional about the way women, or they want their women to be. That's my
We
point.
thought you were saying that you weren't disputing the you're not gay unless you get caught.
It's paramount, right? That the agreement part, which Resla was speaking to in his monologue, on how to build a, I would say, family, not necessarily traditional family, right? But more of a, I would say 2025 family would be number one. Marriage is not the only way. That's number one. Co-parenting should always be at the forefront. And if it seems to fall apart,
Are you going to tell us something we don't already know? Tell us something new. Tell us something new. It's not something that you've already said 100 billion times on 100 billion other streams.
Wait, hold up. Ruthless, you know what I do here. I dissect narratives and talking points, not preach the same shit. So people are going to come at you for it.
Yeah, that's true. But I understand. Right?
This ain't the same old church. Red pill Ephesians. Verse.
The book of Simps, chapter
Black
1,
pill
verse
and
2.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement.
Inceleronomies.
I'm in agreement. Life is a two-player game, right? And the game is we have to learn to work together to make this thing work, and for the furtherance of the family. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in a traditional setting.
Although the traditional setting is probably the better of them. I'm going to say this. So I don't look at it as a business so much as I look at it as a puzzle. And I think if you go into relationships, if you go into a partner relationship, you should try to make that relationship work best, whatever it looks like. So when I come out to these spaces, I start to hear, like Ruthless was saying, most men want this. Most women should be this. And then I hear Blind say, well, what happens if a woman comes in and bosses it? Are you going to allow it? The thing you should do is when you walk into a relationship, or if you're going to try and get into a relationship, you should try to build that relationship as unique as possible, the best way it works. So if your wife is a boss and she wants to work and you happen to be the better cook, or you happen to be the person that takes care of the children the best, what you should do is come to an agreement, work it out, see if that works out, and then build that relationship as best as possible based on whatever your skill set is. Because everybody's not the same. So to hear Ruthless say, men want this, men need to be strong, they need to take control of it. I mean, not every, like what Resla said, not every man wants that. Not every man can do that. So you have to do what is the best of your ability and make it work out as best as possible. So it's
B-Baller, he's gonna call you a simp for saying that.
No, actually, I want to add to what B-Ballers. I'm gonna add to what B-Baller said. Will you shut up for a minute? Jesus Christ!
Who you telling to shut up, fool?
You,
man.
You
always fucking talking, dude.
You let white folks talk to you like that?
I'm sorry,
What's good? What's good, LA?
Sweetie. I'm sorry, baby.
But no, what Baller was saying though, I already live that kind of lifestyle. My wife goes out and makes the money, but she doesn't run the house. I stay at home. I raise the kids. I do the cooking and half of the cleaning. She does the other half. but I'm the one that makes all the decisions. I'm the one that budgets all our money. I'm the one that pays all the bills. I'm the one. She gets her check and hands it to me, and I run it. So I don't understand why, if a woman makes the bills, why a man automatically has to feel like he has to submit to her.
So I'm in agreement with you, Angry Man. If that is the case,
Angry Snowman, please.
Snowman.
He's
If that is your format, that's a G, right? That's a G. But if in a lot of cases, it's not
No, it's a husband.
That's not the situation.
But
Wait. Is it? Wait, I love that you say that, Rufus. Right? But is it in a lot of cases because men, like a lot of men that be in the watching, turn around and tell them that that's not even a position that they can't. That's not even an option that they can take.
Yeah,
Correct.
You hear that a lot in these spaces.
And that's what happens. There's this. Go ahead, Rufus.
So
They tell them that there's only the way. There's no detours.
Yeah.
Apparently, what I'm doing doesn't exist in the real world.
Here's the thing, right? And Angry Snowman is every man don't have that.
Sir. No, Snowman. It exists. It exists for you. But what the men say is this.
That means you're gay.
So,
Right.
And there's not much I can do about that.
So let me
I just
put
think
all
if
I'm
you
saying is
tell
Angry
your-
Snowman, this
Okay.
dynamic exists, right? But most men don't have because they act so thirsty and they act a little desperate, right? They don't have that type of balls to say, hey.
Well, that's because we have a culture where men actually.
I wouldn't even say that. If a man is thirsty, but he finds a woman that he can quote work with and do all this stuff, the problem is not that man. The problem is what he thinks of what other men are thinking.
Right,
That's where I think he's gay.
That's what I was going to say, Resla, because we have a culture where men think their worth and value rests in how much box they can get.
I just want to throw this out there. Okay, Resla, tell me what you think. If a man tells his woman he needs her to wear a butt plug for an hour a day just so she's ready and she doesn't, is he even a man?
He's absolutely a man.
If he says it and she doesn't agree,
What
she
the
doesn't
fuck?
follow.
Oh no, I thought you said she does agree. I thought you said if he tells her to wear a butt plug and she wears it.
I'll be home in an hour. You need to have it in for a full hour, and she doesn't. To me, he's not even a man.
Wait. Is she's wearing a butt plug or he's wearing a butt plug?
He tells her, "I'll be home in an hour. You need to put that butt plug in so you're stretched out for an hour," and she just doesn't listen. He's not a man.
That's not true.
Fuck.
That is true.
I'm not even following the analogy.
I'm not getting that one.
Well, what
I'll
she's
say it
saying
later.
is, if he gives her an order, if he gives her an
I'll show
order
you later.
and she doesn't listen, he's not. a man.
Here's what I just heard, Alex. If she doesn't put that butt plug in, right? Oh, it's gonna be a rude awakening for her when I get home.
Right, but also she doesn't respect you. She doesn't listen to you. You don't make the rules. You're really not the man of the house. You're the bitch of the house. Yes, wench, I just went there. I went right there, right in the asshole.
Guess what? I'm not gonna respect her when I go right in the asshole because she wasn't ready.
Exactly.
There's an assumption here too. It's that agreement has already been made prior to this.
I don't know. I think anybody that wants butthole sex is gay.
Yeah, I'm lost on all this shit.
Now you're going too far. So
You know what? As a man, it's gay if you think that it's sure. But whose poo on your PP is it? Is it your woman or is it another guy?
Hey, you know
If your
what?
woman
If it
doesn't listen
creates
to you, you're not the
structure-
man of the house.
If it creates
What are you there
structure for you, good job.
Disgusting.
So
It ain't my house. It ain't my bed.
So here's the problem.
Because there are guys who are not even engaging in butt sex but have no problem putting their tongue there.
That's a fact. And I don't know why anybody would want to dirt road their tongue.
Okay, but here's the problem.
Just saying.
Now I'm gonna be quiet. I already started it.
Statement, right? If a woman doesn't listen to her man, he's not a man. First of all, women have full autonomy in this country. So if you say to her or give her an order of some sort and she defies it, and what are you going to do to make her comply, right? So
if your woman has full autonomy,
you smack the shit out of her.
Okay, now if she calls 911, where that's going to land you?
You smack the phone out her hand.
Yeah,
Why do you allow her to have a phone? What kind of man are you? Like she doesn't have.
What kind of man are you to let her to have a
She
phone
doesn't have
anyway?
rights.
She should be
Don't
chained
pay
up
that
to a
bill.
454 in the kitchen.
Now we're talking about potential federal indictment. So, I have more thoughts on that.
Yeah, wait. It's not federal if it's not federal if they don't get called.
I'm just saying she's going to finally. She's going if she gets to a place where she can make that call and tells all those things, potential federal indictment can come. So that's something else. So the point is,
That's what
the
chain link is for.
Government is her bodyguard.
As long as you're her man, she does not make any calls. You make all the calls.
You could always be
You
a
cut off.
cop.
You have the only you have the only cell phone. You cut off the house line, and there's no Wi-Fi.
And there's no electricity when you're at work.
She's leaving you, right? And what you gonna do?
How's she gonna leave when
She's
she's
chained?
long chained to a 454?
And once somebody find out, now we're talking charges.
With last month Thursday sock in her mouth.
That'll
You
be
ain't never
false
seen Black
imprisonment.
Snake Moan.
That'll be false imprisonment. That could be sex trade. Oh yeah, that could be a lot of. That'll get you 15 years.
Hey, she wanted the 50 Shades of Grey. I'm just giving it to her.
And they're gonna give you that 15 years, right? So it's all said and done.
So
right?
now you're scared of a woman and her rights, bro?
I'm not
Not a
scared.
man.
No, I'm not scared. Just
Join
why?
the LGBT. Women don't have
Just
rights.
why?
What country
Just
do you live
why?
in?
Understandably, that women call 911 probably every 5 seconds.
Hit the like button, y'all.
That's a fact.
It's free.
I hit the
fucking
like button and the dislike button.
Yeah, whichever one. Hit the fucking
I hit
button.
them both.
Toggle it
Women
back and
call
forth.
911 every 10 minutes or something like that. So that's
Who
not.
cares?
Hit something,
Yeah,
but just don't hit your woman, because Ruthless will turn you in and give her a fucking phone to call and tell on you.
I won't know, though.
Well, somebody should. Yeah.
No. I'm not going to get in nobody's business. But what I'm saying is, I understand, and I have seen women.
Facts. GT just said it. If she manages to escape and reports you to the authorities, you ain't a man.
Wow,
Come on now.
that is crazy.
So I've seen a lot of men get a lot of time for this. So I don't know what you guys talking about.
I don't know how many men you see
He's
escape
seen
and get
everything
reported
from a
on.
lot of people, man, apparently.
I'm in the prisons. I'm my ex-prisoner, so I'll be
We
like,
just explained those ain't men.
those hard men.
No, those aren't men.
God damn.
Those aren't men.
Yeah, if
I'm
they
sorry,
kill
anybody
time-
plugging another man in a booty hole isn't a man.
There's no way you gonna tell me, Ruthless, that Fleece Johnson's a man.
Oh,
Who
God.
gets to decide who these men are?
So let's straighten some things. Let's kiss some air, right? I understand what you guys are doing.
Fleece Johnson was a gangster.
Oh, please explain this, Ruthless. After I just finished saying that, are you gonna advocate that because Fleece Johnson's a man?
Y'all let me finish my thought. Did you understand what I'm saying? Right? So what
Can you make the
determines-
thought not last 5-10 minutes?
So just because a man does things that are unnatural, doesn't
You mean just because a man says, "I want you," and I got to have you?
it doesn't make him not
Is that-
it
Any
doesn't
man
make
that submits to another man is not a man.
Okay, so doesn't make
so
him not
that he's a man when he says booty is more important than water.
So once again, doesn't make him not dangerous.
Why you letting Ruthless derail this conversation?
Booty is more important than ass, sir.
You guys,
I'll be with that.
He's a man.
Like you
Wait,
wouldn't tell-
Are you saying that before he even got out of prison, he's still a man and he calls himself the booty warrior?
Wait, where'd he go?
Listen, there's guys like that in the prison, and they're very dangerous.
Okay, hey, LA,
Yes, sir.
hey. He says Fleece Johnson's still a man.
They can still
Yeah,
take
right.
Yeah, that's
They
his
can still take
opinion.
you out. They can still take you out. So
I mean, I give it to him. He is dangerous. I mean, he did go take a bunch of men booty, so he gotta. There ain't no bitch for you.
Shout out to Lindsay for knowing that I was trolling and getting the humor. You're smarter than the rest of the chat.
that was just poor taste. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, I mean, I know you guys do what you want, but I know one thing for sure.
I mean, I guess I get this point. Hey, Lindsay,
Two things
shout out to Ruthless for bigging up booty bandits.
I didn't say that. So back to the life of the
Oh, now you want to go back to the topic.
Yeah, let's go back to the topic because this is
We were never there.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, Britt. You start off then. Set it off then.
I mean,
At this point, I want to see what OFC Fat Turtle wants to say.
I'm letting y'all have it's officer, dumbass. You don't know what OFC stand for? So.
No, I'm not one time, so I don't understand your guys' acronyms.
But you a fake ass auditor, so you should understand.
I'm not a fake ass auditor either.
Yeah, you are, sir.
No, I'm not. I've never audited shit, sir.
Sir. I seen you.
No,
I
you
seen
haven't,
I
sir.
seen you out there, sir.
No, you don't.
It's
No,
fine.
seriously, you got me. I'm not the one.
I know, Angry Snowman. I know where the fuck you at, sir. I've been knowing you
Dude,
for
all
years.
my shit's on my channel. You won't find an auditing stream anywhere.
Angry Snowman, I was trolling you, dumb fuck.
I know, you dumb fucking Negro.
Sir, I'm a black, not a Negro. I graduated. I'm
Wow,
colored.
he had
I'm
to
colored.
be a Negro though.
I'm
Like,
colored.
do we have to go? He's
Colored.
coming. Never mind. Let me be
Get it
quiet.
right.
Dude, I thought saying colored was more offensive.
Oh, I thought
Coming
you
from
said
a
coming.
It's whatever we want to be called.
Since when?
Since y'all white folks made the names up and they gave us this choices. The fuck? It's not like y'all gave us a lot of choices. Y'all gave us limited choices. That's fucking crazy.
Hey,
And
fair enough. I'm not going to argue that one.
They gave us 4 terms. They're talking about choose one. Okay. That's crazy.
Fair
There's
enough.
4
Fair enough.
choices, and we chose all 4.
Nah, I'll let y'all have this conversation. I don't even know where it went.
So life is a 2-player game. Now, for this to be it's a great topic, but for these things to take place, it takes 2. And the 2 have to line up and they have to be on the same mindset. They have to be on the same mindset for the furtherance of the bigger picture. That's the only way this thing could even take off. And the problem we're having is not everybody team players. And that's the problem. Most people are not team players.
I'll put it in a better way. The problem we're having is people are not looking at it as like a puzzle or business, but looking at it more like a template. They hear something the way it should be, the way roles should be, and then they try to mimic that, and it ends up failing because you can't. Marriage and the way people are, you can't make it a template. You have to go out there and figure out a different way to do it.
Also, it's a problem. Also, people abusing.
You don't think there can be like a B-baller? You don't think that there could be like like a guideline that people can follow, even though that it could be manipulated in different ways?
Not today. I think today with the way that social media is, you have sometimes the wrong people giving the wrong message and giving this template, and the template is off. And then you have the wrong people listening to said template, and that's why everything is out of whack. Back in the day, we used to have we used to listen to our parents, and our parents gave us that template.
Right.
You're not getting that from the parents anymore. A lot of men are now getting their message of how to be men, not from fathers and not even from mothers, but from
or grandfathers for that matter.
Exactly. From podcasts that say a man should do, this is what a man's role should be. A man should do this. Women shouldn't do this. And then you got women saying men ain't shit, men ain't this, men ain't that. And then you get those two together and they got those 2 messages. And then you're trying to tell them to live lives together, to raise kids together. It just doesn't work. It can't work.
You got one listening to the Godfather Kevin Samuels, and the other one listening to what's her name that wants to delete all black babies, and that they aren't meshing anymore. I get what
Cynthia
you're saying.
G.
What's the white version? Not to change the subject, but now y'all got me thinking. What's the white version of Cynthia G? Is it a white female version of Cynthia G or no?
Not
They
yet.
don't have one.
Not
White
yet.
men control their women too well. White men know how to control their women, so that doesn't exist.
That's a lie.
I think the closest version of that we would have had was Rosie O'Donnell.
Really?
Welcome night.
Why you say that?
Because she just hates everything, man.
And
Related.
she's also a lesbian, so that's why there's no man controlling her. But if a man is controlling a white woman, no, they behave.
So once again, right, I have been dealing with a lot of clients who are white and very well-to-do, and most of 98% women are the boss. And I asked them, the guys, sir, what do you want this?
No,
sir,
dude, that's where you're wrong. Most white men just let women think they're the boss.
White women do a lot of talking, but they know who's in charge.
I deal with a lot of clients, and most women, they say, go talk to the boss. And I just go talk to them, hey, where do you want this? Or where would you like that? That's what most of the white guys told me.
Well, yeah, if you're dropping off furniture and she's decorating, then yeah, she's the boss.
And this picture behind Brick, is that a dominatrix and him being violated?
Yes.
Damn, Brick.
If you support what you love, it stays. So support because you love a derailed conversation.
Are you mad at me for trolling?
No, it was.
This says life is a two-player game, right?
How
life
are you more mad about the conversation than Resla?
So if it's a two-player game, we're looking at the
They didn't even allow me to speak on the.
We did. You said you don't want to.
No, really.
I was just saying
they actually talked over me every single time I tried to talk.
Oh,
no, I'm not angry. I'm not angry. It's just boring.
I want to talk
about it.
I want to talk to my ginger brother.
I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried for my peoples because it is an interesting thing. Can we even have the conversation about that two-player game and creating a family unit? Can we even have that conversation?
I will say this about BRICS people: they are violating albinos in Africa.
That is a fact.
Who are my peoples? Because I believe you don't know who my peoples are.
Albinos.
Oh, this
not albinos.
That might be part of my peoples. I don't know.
Yeah, but we're just talking about the imagery behind you, the dominatrix, and you being violated. You're screaming right and behind you, right?
Do you understand what that picture means?
I'm asking.
Yeah. You were asking the rest of the panel, but of course I'm
asking Brick. I said your name.
Yeah, but you asked the rest of the panel. You said,
he did
"Is that picture behind Brick?"
Brick.
No,
that isn't directed towards me.
I said Brick. Is that picture behind you?
No, you didn't say Brick.
Let me repeat it again.
Is that picture behind Brick? That's not directed towards me.
I said, is that picture behind you, not behind? Why are you twisting my words up?
Question towards me. What?
Okay, so let me rephrase it then.
Okay.
Brick, is that picture behind you a picture of a dominatrix and you being violated?
Yes.
No.
Okay, what is it?
It is a picture. It is a picture of two things that I picked up off of Google and put them together to create an imagery for your mind so that you could sit there and
what is
your mind about it and figure out what it is.
Cool. So what is she and what is he?
Well, here's the thing. So it's an image for you to figure it out, right? So
okay, so my figuring is she's a dominatrix and that's you being violated. Am I off?
You can, hey, the funny thing about it, if it's on your mind, that makes you gay. Because
I don't mind name
because you're gay.
Sticks and stones.
It's because you're gay. Because gayness is on your mind, it makes you gay.
Sticks and stones to break my bone.
Right, exactly.
You ain't shit, Nidish.
Sticks and stones, right? So you
Nidish, you ain't shit, man.
Specifically to
not everybody can't handle your brand of criticism.
You came up.
I mean, maybe he wanted to tell us.
You do it every single time, and ultimately, I'd love to have the conversation about the topic rather than sitting here dealing with a stupid fucking troll.
Is that the sound you make?
No, I'm gonna go make a cup of coffee.
Is that the sound you make when you being violated?
Oh shit!
That sounds like it hurts.
Resla, do something.
I said it was gonna fall off the rails from what the fuck I talked about.
Dude, it didn't make it 2.5 minutes.
After an hour and 15 minutes, it only took less than 5 to fuck it all up.
Yo, as soon as you let
I called it
Ruthless up here and start talking to him.
I called it the moment I dropped the link.
So
Ruthless started it, and as soon as he started it, I finished it.
Bring us back home. Bring us back home.
No. You should have came home proper. I'm not bringing you nowhere.
Y'all motherfuckers, responsibility.
Y'all motherfuckers keep shaking your leash.
You're the moderator. This is your platform. You run.
No, I'm not the moderator. I'm the fucking host.
There we go. Let him know, wrestler.
But in the host,
you keep shaking your leash.
Hey,
which means you need to be out there to get devoured by wolves.
You're Resla. You're a host, and he wants a babysitter.
Yeah, that was gangster.
Now, I know this for a fact that Alexandria assholes the size of a silver dollar, so she feels no pain.
Oh, dude, at least a fucking Pepsi 2 liter.
That's wild.
Pepsi 2 liter.
Resla, I'll send you pictures so you can verify that is not true.
Just the kind of show you running, Resla.
And this is the man who laughs at people being sat in chairs, handcuffed, neck put in a noose, and a target put on his chest, and sitting in front of a fire squad, and he giggles when a man, takes the 3 shots.
It was 2.
I'm just saying.
I don't know why you keep saying that like that's gonna get me offended, sir. You was there. I laughed. And you laughed too.
He's a cop. He's supposed to do that.
I'm retired, sir.
So you still have the mentality, though.
No, sir. I got a medical marijuana card, sir. That mentality is gone.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You was giggling. Got him.
I was laughing. See, I'm not even gonna go there.
I heard he was. Hey,
my man said it was 2.
Night, you so disingenuous, you piece of shit. And you
know how many people did you pull over and steal their weed?
A lot.
I bet you did, you motherfucker.
That's a fact. And you was the main one. I saw you out there.
I remember some bald-headed black prick like you stealing a couple joints from me when I got pulled over.
I saw you out there. So
you know that Angry Snowman
you was walking behind your kids because they was whooping your ass, and I had to save you that day.
Damn.
You remember
Damn, God damn.
You remember when the baby sticks your ass and you called me up to help you with your kids?
LA.
Shit. Hey, dude, my daughter was kicking my ass on the screen, dude. I turned the camera on and it turned it on right as she put her hand right in my eye socket.
Oh shit.
LA, you do realize that Angry Snowman is a stay-at-home marm.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for years, sir. He don't care, I don't care.
To steal an Angry Snow Marm's weed is crazy.
That's a fact. It was trash weed though.
Whatever, dude. All I get is fucking medical grade, fool.
It was trash, sir.
I don't like your marm jeans.
Are you serious, dude? You can't even handle a couple gummies.
Angry Snowman, I don't like your marm jeans or your fupa.
Why are you lying, sir? I handle my gummies pretty well. Don't lie.
He said the fupa. No.
What was your topic about, sir? Before you let all the blacks on the channel.
Oh, well, listen.
That's what happened. About the Negroes.
It literally said like life is a 2-player game. I wrote a nice little description. I was a little late. I read a whole hour, almost hour and a half monologue.
And it literally
took 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes to fuck the whole shit up.
Dude, 2.5 minutes.
And the sad part about it, LA, I literally said that shit as I dropped the link. Watch y'all motherfuckers come up, fuck it up, don't know what the hell y'all need to do, don't know what the fuck was being talked about. Y'all sat there and watch everything. Watch it come here and talk about what the fuck you want to talk about. Basically jerking off as you walking in the fucking room. I said the whole shit, and they did not fail me.
That's a fact.
So, Resla, a lot of these people are NPCs.
So I have a question for you, Resla. Life is a 2-player game.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Is there more to that? Because life could be a 2-player game, it could be a 5-player game. It depends on how you look at it, right? Because we talk about kids.
Nigga, I'm gone.
You and me both, dude.
Right? Can we? Because you talk about 2 and start out 2, it can end up.
Nigga, when you say that kind of question, you just might as well say that there's 220 something fucking thousand genders, right? That's what the fuck you just did right now.
Okay, so
life is a 7 billion player game
with unlimited lives.
Man, fuck you, Snowman. Fuck you, Resla.
And you can respawn anywhere on the planet.
Okay, bad question.
Automatic save points.
Bad question.
You can come with sex trophies or not.
I'm taking the loss. I'm taking the L.
I don't think you had a choice with that one, sir. Respect.
What else you want me to do?
Why is this retired cop trying to make it look like he's somewhere fishing?
Yo, give my $10 back, you piece of shit. Give my $10 back. I'm not tired of you. Give my $10 back. He's a pain in the ass.
The night is show on?
Yeah. The same show that you left because he.
You know what? Damn well that cop ain't going nowhere near a lake. He swims like a rock.
That's a lie, sir.
That was racist.
That's racist, bro.
Well, what you expect from a man
care.
who get beat up by his kids?
Be.
His kids beat him up. Why the fuck y'all care? His kids beat him up. Let him go.
Oh, I like
Walks
that.
like a duck and it quacks like a duck, motherfucker.
I walk like a duck too. You ain't lying.
Yeah. Now Brick got to erase his background. Fuck you, Brick.
No, Brick's communicating that you driving him crazy.
That's not what he communicating.
Yes, he is.
He's a
That's
flat
the Cheshire
earther.
Cat.
Oh, my bad.
That's the Cheshire Cat. You know what the Cheshire Cat symbolizes?
A pickaninny.
What the hell?
What does that mean?
The Cheshire Cat is he's conniving.
He's a nigga.
Yeah, see? Let him finish. Let him
Hey,
finish.
Brick.
Right,
Hey, Brick.
Let him finish, LA.
Brick.
My bad.
I will be
He's
impressed.
conniving and what
if you-
else? Come on.
I knew he was
Okay,
going with it.
Brick.
Let's call it spade a spade.
I
You
am
about
going to
say
be
nigga.
truly impressed if you take this Cheshire Cat explanation and bring it back to the topic. I am going to be
Oh,
so
I
impressed.
no,
if you
there's
can do
no
that.
way I can. Let somebody
Let's see if
else.
that's what
There's
he's doing.
no.
Let's see if he's doing it.
I
Oh,
can.
please, respectfully. Okay, he's
He
conniving.
said I can, but I wasn't going to.
Not the Cheshire Cat. I can't do it.
Well, in the story,
Mm-hmm.
as the story goes, Alice is lost. She comes across the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
What was she really running away from?
Go ahead, say niggas.
Hey, yeah. No, she wasn't running away from no, LA. Don't interrupt his story.
My
He was
bad.
running
Say
away
player
from
two.
I
Is
bet.
Say
he-
player two. Go ahead and say it. Say player two.
She was running away from what she perceived as bad
Niggas.
parenting.
You know some
Okay.
bullshit.
She lived a very, very good life. She
Yeah.
ran out into the woods. She ran away. She ran away and then fell down the rabbit hole. One of the characters that she came across was the Cheshire Cat, who was very conniving.
Like Bunny Lebowski. Go ahead.
She learned a lot from the Cheshire Cat.
How to take it. Yeah, come on.
She learned the importance of listening. She didn't listen to anybody else in that whole story, did she? But she
I don't think any
listened.
of us know, to be honest. Ain't nobody saying agreeing.
No.
with us. I don't
Let him
think-
finish. She asked the Cheshire Cat, "Is that your tail?" Go ahead, Britt.
Well,
He
I'd
asked
be
us a
impressed
question.
if other people knew the story. But yeah, the Cheshire Cat conniving, it did help her to learn that it was important to listen.
So you
I-
were saying that he
I
was
what
the
I
only
got
person
what
she
what I got from Alice was from meeting the Cheshire Cat was she learned about language and the potential for manipulation. That's what she
I think
learned.
Brick is saying that or something similar.
Yeah, something similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Somebody's got an echo.
You know, every one of those characters that she met in the
Everybody
story
mute
was
up
a
while
lesson.
Britt talks.
It's ruthless. It's always ruthless. Or Joe Cool. Nope, Joe's muted. Let me not blame him.
Typically it is ruthless. But no. I mean, that's pretty much all I got for you. It really boils down that she was running away, and it was a lesson for her to learn. And she was running away because she perceived that she had bad parents.
Until she woke up and found it was all just a dream.
I wonder what she was eating.
Dick.
Lots of it.
Mushrooms, man.
Their
It's
dick.
mushrooms. It's
Their
a trip.
dick.
Alice in Wonderland is about a trip.
It was a trip, all right.
I never got to watch Alice in
don't know what
Wonderland.
a
I grew up on
mushroom
Two Life Crew
looks
and
like,
Run
you
DMC.
weirdo. Damn, she was eating dick. Come on now. And she ran away from white folks. Let's get it straight, damn it. Don't fuck up stories.
And she learned earlier that short kings are not respected.
That's a lie.
That's a fact.
That's a true lie.
I'm sorry if I broke up your Black Panther party.
She learned that short kings are not respected, and that the big bitches want to cut off every woman's head.
Hey, Resla, I'm gonna let you chew me out, but I gotta know. Can you give me a short version of what the two thing y'all talking about?
Oh,
2 man
Jesus
game.
Christ, Joe.
Structure and
Oh
sacrifice.
Lord.
Structure and sacrifice.
Thank you, bro.
You want to know what the whole show was about,
You
basically?
know I'm down. You know I'm down. If you want to tell it, nigga, I love to hear you fucking talk that
Go back
shit.
and listen
All
for
right,
an hour.
all right.
That's what I
Fine.
usually do if I'm.
Here's what the show is about. The show is all about.
Exactly.
You know, none of those things are ever had.
It's rare.
You
I'm
really
still-
want me to go through an entire guy? I had an hour and 15 minutes, my guy.
No, that was not what I wanted to go through. Brick's explanation was perfect. Structure and something. What brick structure? What?
Sacrifice.
It was more than that. That was near the tail end of it.
That was the
TikTok version, though. Thank you.
yeah.
What
It
Yeah,
is
he
the
talked
TikTok
about people that don't get along with their families, that separate themselves, which I'm guilty of that. You know, he talked about a lot of shit, but
I talked
it
about
boils down to
sacrifice. I
it
talked
boils down to
about
family.
coupling. I talked about respect. I talked about not just focusing on gender roles or feminist this or masculinity that and all the fucking tropes that you get over the internet. I talked about a bunch of shit.
He talked about your auntie and then dropped half the people that were
That's a
watching.
fact.
Dropped.
Half the people fucking ran for the hills.
They was coming back in, and
They came
left.
back and they said he's still talking shit. They ran again.
I think they were all on the same bogus Wi-Fi that kept dropping.
Oh, conveniently, right when I mentioned they aunt, right? Yeah. Notice how that shit happened.
So what's up with the respect thing, Resta?
You got to earn it. Nobody's given respect; it's earned.
And most of all, the important part of the fact, especially when it came to you ladies, marriage is not about being happy.
Yeah, it's about duty.
I don't think it should be about love initially either.
I'm pretty sure he said
Of course you don't.
harmony. In
But I
words,
think everybody up
going
here
along to get along.
respect each other. I don't think nobody up here like
that respect is earned. I don't know if that's 100% true because most people are respectful through the gate. You don't have to earn my respect. I'm gonna give you respect till you lose it. You can only lose it. I'm gonna start off there.
Yeah.
Well, that's just an entry level of respect that I'm talking about. Real respect is earned. You know, the respect that you go out and give everybody on a daily basis is just being a decent human being.
Than the admiration that comes with
how did
respect.
Dusty baby mama mic so loud?
Because I got a better
So
mic.
why is fucking Brick so fucking pretentious with that piece of shit ass flask?
Pretentious? You mean
Dude,
this
come
thing?
up here looking for war.
This is my coffee, man. You got a problem with my coffee?
Always.
Am I allowed to have coffee?
He said it's Hennessy.
Bro, it's not alcohol. I'm not falling asleep in my chair.
He just got some black on him, don't he, man? It could be.
Oh, Faggy Imperious is here.
So respect is given off the top. The level of respect comes with after you deal with, maybe you deal or don't deal with them. So if they show you another side of them that maybe you lose respect for them.
Yes.
So respect is that.
Or it could show you something honorable where you give more respect and might admire.
Yeah, or you might, it could be, but it's given off the top because, right now there are some people who break these rules, right, and they be disrespectful off the top.
Oh yeah,
and they pay a heavy price for it. But
I think
ultimately, the average, we're talking about just the percentages. Majority of people are going to give you the respect off the top
if they're confident and secure. If someone come in and just
I don't know about respect. I think it's civility.
There you
go.
go.
I'm happy you said that. I'm happy you said that.
That was the word that I couldn't find, right? But you nailed that.
Because I mentioned that. I mentioned civilization. The part of the thing that we're also having a problem when it comes to respect and building these damn relationships. We talk about the part that's about nations, but we forget about the first part of it being civil. I mentioned that shit even in my monologue.
Civility has been lost on people.
Being civil comes with respect.
But how many people are respecting? You know what's one thing we don't respect? The family household. You know something we don't respect? the idea of marriage, because people think
No,
that
another
marriage is
thing
about
people
being,
don't respect
that people
other people's
think that marriage.
boundaries.
People think that marriage is about being happy rather than marriage is about keeping whole the family structure for raising proper people.
So
It's about duty and it's about duty and responsibility, not about finding a fucking fairy tale.
I agree with that.
Wrestler, all marriage is about
Exactly.
the family. You got to have kids.
Absolutely, 1000%.
It should be, yeah. It should. You have to have
Absolutely.
something.
It doesn't sound.
It was
like
never about you.
Kids.
It was never ever about happily ever after, because there's no such thing.
Exactly. It was about making people that can deal with people, having
Right.
conflict resolution skills,
Yep.
being able to live below your means, being able to have this so-called generational wealth and like-minded people.
Damn.
I actually like what you just said there, and I just salute to you.
No, yeah, that
I
was
disagree,
on
and
point.
maybe it's my nature, but I disagree. I think if I have it with a chick and I don't want all of the kids and stuff and just want to show a union that I want to be with this chick, that's still marriage and it's fine. I don't think that's nothing wrong. And it's no longer to be called marriage because we don't intend to have children. What if we're 50 years old, I fall in love with this chick? We got grown ass kids. We're not even wanted. We should not get married because we're not going to form a family unit. That's not logical, in my opinion.
No, that is a family union, though.
Just me and her. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Wait. And keep in mind, when something else I also mentioned in terms of the family unit is that when I say family, yes, it starts with the man and the wife and child, but how about the other individuals that also matter as well? Which is why motherfuckers was vacating when I said some of y'all don't even have your mama and your daddies, and you're sitting there with your fucking aunties, and now they sitting there scrolling real quick because I mentioned they fucking names, little name and shit, and they're like, oh shit.
You leave
They
little
dip
name
real
alone.
quick. They dip real quick when I started mentioning their aunties. Because most of these little mofos are sleeping on their auntie's couch because they got kicked out their fucking mama and dad house because they were acting a fucking fool because they don't respect them. And everything they did, like I said, little motherfuckers that's sitting around at 19 years old, graduating late, by the way, from high school and getting mad because their parents ain't buying them a fucking car. You ain't deserving of that. I mentioned all that bullshit.
Or grown folks still blaming that mom and dad. Motherfucker, you 35 years old.
I mentioned that too. I mentioned all of that shit. I sure did. I went in.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's so it's about creating structure for everyone, and that includes everyone chipping in to create that structure, sacrificing.
I like it. Sacrifice is huge. I think you're damn near found God when you can achieve that.
Yeah, I don't know about create. I think it's reinforcing. It's already been created. All we have to do is use the old things and, copy, paste, repeat.
That's fair.
Not that simple because people evolve.
And that's the reason that people make it not that simple. I was listening to what Joe Cool was saying about he's 50 and he marries a woman, but are y'all people that understand what the mission is? You don't have to have your own children. You can be mentors and you could be involved in other ways. You don't have to have children of your own. Do you help those kids that's in the community? Or are you somebody that's a recluse and you stay in your house and you just look outside and ball your fists up when somebody's standing on your grass?
Wait. Or you could do it's just you and her. Someone said it's still about communication and those other things that someone names, conflict resolution, all of that shit. You can still achieve those things if you damn near off grid somewhere. You can still learn and build with her or him.
Or you can adopt children, or you can,
Right.
step down. Right? I mean, there's so many
there's levels to this. Like if I think the way I look at it is if you want to have kids, you trying to level up. You trying to bring a new set of people into this world and try and figure out how to have them function in it. Now that's a level that some people don't want to hit.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what we're talking like 2-player level or like games. That's a level some people don't want to touch. But some people, like Joe said, he just wants to be happy with somebody or he doesn't want to have kids. I'm not saying
they
that.
had the kids. They've done it. The kids.
Well, who was that
had the kids?
Yeah.
Who was that? They just said that.
Baller. That's Baller.
Oh, it did be Baller.
Oh, be Baller. Oh, well, salute, brother. Since we were talking about homosexuality, we got a man up to tell us all about it.
Oh, God.
What's good, Tom? What's good?
Uncle TC.
What's good, Tom? You guys want me to drop down so the Tom get up here?
Oh no.
I mean, if he wanna come up,
if he come up here, you could drop me down. Yeah.
I'll drop it if Uncle Tom will come back.
No,
Well,
Fuck
I don't
that
know.
black
I don't
trailer
know.
park
We
trash.
got. I don't know. We got a full room. If he unless he want to say something, like I'll let y'all cook.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, generally non-specific. We were talking about homosexuality, and since you're a master of that, can you
Jesus.
and help Brick
That's what I
journey
did, bro.
understand about the
Here we
dollar
go.
sign assholes?
Damn, we ain't even hit midnight yet. Here we go.
Wait, hold on, man. I heard something about something, but my dick was
I
so
was
deep in
angry
your throat.
snowman.
My dick was so deep in your throat, it was kind of gargled a little bit.
was
I had
bad.
the Glock 9000
Yeah.
up in your throat. I'll take it out. Can you say it again clearly?
Oh shit.
You were talking about homosexuality, and since you're a master of it, you and Brick journey, could you
No.
break it
That's
down
not what-
clearer for us? And as
That is
far
not what
as dick,
man.
listen. 1 second, y'all. Respectfully, your dick ain't big enough to do nothing to a throat.
Respectfully, your dick ain't
You don't
big
need
enough.
no.
You
You
hear
don't
this
need
shit?
no gag.
You hear this
Oh,
shit?
no
You hear
gag
this shit?
reflex.
You hear
Oh.
this shit?
For a skinny small dick. No, go ahead. You
The
got it.
fact that you know how big his dick is
OG,
really gay.
OG, you hear this shit? Someone said respectfully, your dick ain't big. That's crazy.
I can be very specific about this. Nightish was the only one talking about gay shit.
So Nitus, it did help when I wasn't plugging your nose and gagging you at the same time. I could hear you a little more clearly.
You're
with
not
my
the
little.
type of motherfucker that make a bitch mascara run. Shut the fuck up. But talk about it.
That's crazy. He
I-
said,
I
I can hear clearly now. The gag is gone.
So I want to know. I want to know for real. I want to know how it is you know what size dick it
This
takes.
is why
to make it so
Alice
you
went
can't
and
be.
looked. This is why
No, I
Alice.
want. Hold on, bro. You
No.
interrupted me.
This is why Alice went and looked for the
Don't
Chester
run.
cat because she
Gonna
ran away from
filibuster.
you, limp dick.
Look
Go
at
ahead.
Knight. Look at Knight. Knight's running. He's running up the backboard, man. I'm going to grab you by the hips. I'm going to pull you back down into this conversation, Knight. Don't run from it. Take it. I want to know exactly how you know how big of a dick it would take to make it so you were would be able to perceive
I'm
the
gonna go
words
ahead and
coming out
let
of your
time come
mouth. What experience do you have with a big dick in your mouth that you know that my dick don't cut the mustard?
This is easy work because all your women
All
come
right,
running
this
to
is some
us.
fun, wrestler. I'll let these.
They leave.
How
Listen,
would
go,
you like
don't
to
go.
turn this into a dick and pussy conversation?
No. Respectfully, they leave wherever the fuck y'all live in them backwoods and get out here to this black dick because they want to experience real life.
Dick and booty.
Yeah. Her mascara never ran until she came to the city.
No pun intended. No
I
pun
gotta
intended.
ask,
No
man,
pun
you
intended.
Really
I
like
think
talking about dick and booty, huh?
Knight is super bricked up. No pun intended. Super bricked up downstairs at the thought of me being in the channel, so you can talk about my dick. I get it. No, I get it. Look, I own a mirror. I own. I get it.
I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the bitch. Not you. I don't know what's going on with y'all. I'm talking about the counterpart that comes to us. Do you understand why Alexandria always has a couple of words to say to me when I'm in the chat?
No.
Yeah. She said if a white man ever come anywhere near that white vagina, she'll slit her throat.
I did notice that the women left the panel when you came up, Knight.
Oh, he's a panel killer. Wait, isn't Knight the one that's always falling asleep?
Yes.
Oh, he's on that good meth tonight then. Okay. All right.
Oh gosh.
I bet he's cleaning the house at the same time right now. Motherfucker is multitask. I bet he's got one of those like telemarketer like headphones with an ear.
I have to listen, respect.
Scrubbing the toilet right now, Knight. You scrubbing it third time tonight. You scrubbing it for the third time tonight.
Yeah. I can appreciate that y'all are fans. Just say you a fan.
I don't know who the fuck you are. You're just some dude that falls asleep.
Hey, listen, if you know my actions and what I do, you say, and I'm the one that fall asleep, that means you're a follower. And just subscribe to the channel. Thanks for being a fan.
To your channel so that I can
Thanks
see
for being a fan.
When you fall asleep because you're too drunk.
Wait, he drinks? I thought it was narcolepsy or some shit.
No, he definitely gets.
I thought he had a legit medical reason other than being just a suspect.
I mean, he'll just find the longest video to review.
You go. Oh, look.
Let me help you out.
That not the gym. Or that jack is gone. That jack is already gone, sir.
Now you man.
Is it
Not
reviewing a
just the
video
thought.
though if you fall asleep throughout the whole video?
What you know about me, son?
Didn't you say you black and you got Jack and Jim? That ain't black. That's
Yeah,
white.
Dude, I got fucking rum, dude. I got more fucking melanin than you, bitch. Recognize.
Hey, listen, all I want y'all to do is while I sleep, hit the super chat, the Cash App, or the PayPal, and the like button. That's all.
Nobody's paying you to sleep while you. Nobody's paying you to sleep while you pirate someone else's fucking content.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Knight,
I know that LA is here. LA hit me up.
Wait.
You
Knight,
other motherfuckers follow.
Knight. I'm sorry, man. Do you remember way back when I called you a bitch? I didn't mean that, dude.
Yes, you did.
No, I take it back, dude.
You can't take it back, you piece of shit.
No, I take it back. I do.
You have to own it, weirdo.
I didn't mean to call you a bitch.
Listen.
I meant jive turkey.
You are such a diva. Pull your panties up. Can you pull
Get
up
the fuck out of here. No, I got to show this. This is crazy. I gotta show. That shit is crazy. That is crazy.
Damn, everybody's doing
that. That shit is crazy.
Who did that?
I'm about over this shit.
Who did that?
Yo, that shit is wild.
I gotta get a copy of that.
He got the JD and everything.
Who said that to you?
Yo, that shit is crazy.
Got baby oil?
Hilarious.
Baby oil?
What a box. Yo, I can't. That shit is wild.
Did they just send that? Who sent that?
I'm not gonna lie. I gotta get one now. The collector's edition. I need to buy one.
Did he merchandise that? Did he merchandise it?
I need that. I will put that shit right back here.
Yep.
I'll put that shit right here.
I
want one. I'll put that shit right there. No bullshit.
What is that?
What you want on it, wrestler?
Oh my gosh, that is funny as fuck.
Yeah, sign it. I'll buy one of those.
You sign it. I'll put that shit. I'll literally put it up there.
Collector's edition.
Yeah, no.
Yo,
cap. I got you, Knight.
That is crazy.
I made it myself, y'all.
Oh, that shit is funny.
Wait, who said that?
I made it.
Oh, you made that?
Yes.
Somebody got.
Oh
echo.
my goodness, yo! If you make an action figure, yo, I'll get it.
Give you I'll That's
what
good.
do you want your accessories to be?
A wheelchair?
He doesn't have a wheelchair. That would be my accessory.
You know what? Wait, Nightish. He gotta have the wine glass. He's gotta be able to hold the wine glass.
How many copies of that do you have? How much are they? Like $40?
That shit is that shit is epic.
Fire.
It's
that is funny as hell.
AI creation.
No way.
If you listen, I don't know. You reach out to Mattel or something. If you get that shit made, I will buy that shit. That is funny as hell.
Yeah,
you could probably
I've seen on
printer. You could probably make it yourself.
I've seen a few community posts recently with the same.
You ruined
AI.
it for me, Brick. I actually started having some respect for Knight. Now, fuck that
motherfucker. But I swear, bro, people need to really start making them things like some Beanie Babies or something, man.
Yo, honestly, like, yo, you got me thinking now. Shit.
All right, I want.
You got Tesla.
I'm not even gonna ask for much. I just want 2%.
Turns into Tesla.
I want.
Dude,
2%.
imagine if we started marketing like little action figures of some of the top fucking content.
You're fucking killing. You're killing my shit.
You know how many people would have me like?
God damn it!
Butt effing Brick or the other way around.
No.
Like snowman, right when I got the pen in my hand.
You ever see that? You ever see Spaceballs where they're like
action figures?
My bad. It just came. I was like, wow, that's
I feel like that it's got to be a good one. You can't be a troll and then be a shitty troll. You got to be a good troll. So it's got to be something with taste, classy. You know.
Yeah.
Don't go too crazy with it. Gay is still gay.
Yeah, something that tastes a little less salty than the load of cum in Knight's mouth this morning.
God damn.
Oh, Jesus. But that was good. I like that night. You did a decent one there.
He
That was all right.
He giveth and he
So
taketh.
I have a
away.
question for Resla.
Always.
He's full
Always
of
you do.
questions tonight.
So if we're trying to build a structure
Community.
that's comparable to respectable, right? Then that means we would have to have some sort of authority, correct? Has to be somebody lay the structure down first for it to build.
No, you just need agreement first. I think first and foremost, you need agreement of something, not so much structure. Don't try and figure out who is in the structure, but just trying to have an idea, like a path, agreement on your path.
Isn't this the problem? Because if you
Is
don't,
what the problem?
if nobody did a later structure and you just say, well, let's agree, what are we agreeing to, right? If one person has one ideology, another person has another ideology, now we're going to sit here and try to negotiate.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes, communication is very important.
Right. But here's the problem, though, right? When you're in the problem is negotiation, that means there's not a leader.
I don't know. Listen, America was so about 5 years ago. China is about to take a complete leadership in probably about 2 more years. So all the shit we used to talk about is over with. They told you about 5 years ago, whatever you have to say it now. It wasn't said. So talking about Fannie Lou Hamer and fucking Harriet Tubman ain't gonna work no more. If your ass ain't smart enough to be able to work in this new society, you fucked. They about listen. I just got through talking about they got a firing squad in South Carolina that sit motherfuckers in chairs and putting targets on their chest and shooting. It's over with. What are you gonna do? You're not finna get no fucking weapons and come up against a militia when they got fucking nanotechnology as flies as drones.
What? Where are we going with this conversation? Where did that come from?
I think the word you were looking for was hegemony, Knight. And it's a good point.
Well, it's an oligarchy right now, right?
No. Hegemony is like your ability to project power throughout the world. And I think you're kind of correct. I think China is. It appears that China is the projected power to take over, but I think there's a hand up that puppet's ass. We'll just put it that way.
Everything China.
So
everything. He just got through talking about salty space balls in his hand. Now he's talking about hands up asses. Let's go, GS.
Yeah. So my point is this: that if China is perceived to be the hegemony, the power, why you've heard the term scapegoat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So there's a scapegoat. As a matter of fact, the Jews did this a lot. They would do fully burnt offerings, blemishless doves, or whatever kind of animal it was that didn't have a blemish. It would basically be Catholic indulgences. So they'll scapegoat the Chinese. The Chinese will be the evil ones that'll be blamed for things. Meanwhile, certain people, whoever it is that's in charge, whoever that is are the ones that are going to benefit from it. If that makes any sense.
It literally means sacrifice, scapegoat.
Yeah.
America's going to sacrifice.
But
no.
We've been doing that.
Where it came from? Where anyway?
No. What I'm saying is, I think China is. I mean, what have we heard? China is bad, right? Don't trust China. China, Wu flu, this, that, and the other thing. The sweet and sour sniffle.
Everything China.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when somebody keeps telling me like Russia's your enemy, China's your enemy, I'm starting to go, maybe they're not my enemy. Maybe they're being made to be
something to pay attention to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Based on the track record, Russia's our enemy. The next thing you know, we friends with Russia.
Right.
My whole childhood in the 80s and 90s, Russia was so horrible. And then when we get into the late 90s, early 2000s, somehow some kind of relationship.
Well, let me ask you guys something. If we're talking about this, I really want to try to tie it into the topic. If it is the case that these other countries are getting ahead, is it possible that it's because they are creating structure? And is that structure, that family arrangement, is it because they're promoting the basic family unit?
I think it's means right, because I don't think that Chinese are really promoting family, because aren't there women kind of like going against the men?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
So they're married in large numbers in China?
Asian countries promote family over
He's at China.
anything
He's at
else.
China.
Short of the government itself, family is the most important thing. As far as I've learned and heard about most or any Asian country.
So I
Every
thought
country has something about those
that
countries.
I thought that North Korea is the one who created that what is that crap B4 movement.
Well, we
where they
don't
was-
know what's happening in North Korea. Nobody does. Nobody. Except for
or
North Korea.
4B movement. 4B movement.
Yeah,
Where
nobody
they just
knows
will
what's happening.
refuse to have children. And then was it China that didn't want to have girls, they just wanted to have boys?
Yeah, so there's
you're right.
I believe it was like Japan was promoting having girls over boys because of
No,
the
it was China
population.
because China limited them to
Boys
only
over
one
girls.
child.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the right here on this information, just for the show, the marriages in China has dropped at very increasing rate right now. I think it says right here, it says China
Well, no,
marriages.
marriages were dropping for some time well before then in China.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's to the point where all Asian, well, obviously excluding the West Asians, which are Indians, Orients across all the areas, China, Japan, and even Korea, north or south, if you want to look at that way, procreation is low.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's why I said I don't think it's about marriage, it's about might. And the reason I say that is because they have those sweatshops and stuff where people are trying to delete themselves, but they got nets outside of the windows. So you can't even delete yourself.
That's China and North Korea.
Yeah.
So
So it's about
create
pressure. Go ahead.
how do you create civilization and you don't have civility in the home? That's the thing where I'm drawing the disconnect, I guess, because when someone tells me that these other countries are ahead, typically I go, okay, well, then that means they're becoming more civilized. And if they're becoming more civilized, their civilization is being promoted. How do you get to that point? Well, it starts in the home. Everything starts in the home.
I don't think they're more civilized. I think they're more enforceful.
Yeah, they're more structured. They have
Well,
structure,
I don't think
and the
civility
structure
starts
is
in
in
the
a
home either.
I think their structure is in the form of
Everything starts in the home.
So
No,
I
it doesn't.
believe that.
So when you are born, right, you are born into the household, right?
I was born in a hospital, sir.
You have either a mother and a father, or a mother or a father, right?
Yeah.
So you have one of those, right? And then you go home as a child. You're a
Mhm.
baby at that point, right? And then
Mhm.
everything you know is in the home.
Yes.
Everything you do starts in the home. Your civility starts in the home. It does not start in school. They do
I have
not
to
teach
disagree.
you. They don't teach you civility in school. Your
I
parents
have
do.
to this is where I have to disagree.
What
with
are you
Chris,
talking
because,
about, dude?
Yeah,
I'm talking
power-
about when you're 1 to 5, okay, and you haven't even been into school.
No, I'm talking about they taught civility in school. What are you talking about?
So where
What do you
did you
think the
learn
anti-bully
civility?
culture is
You
all
learned
about?
it from school. You
Pretty
learned
much.
what you learned civility from school. So you learned how to get along with the other kids in school.
Absolutely.
No, you
Yes.
learned it from your parents.
No, you learned it from going
You
out and
either learned
engaging
it
with
from your
other
parents,
kids.
or you're not. Look. Here's the thing. Here's the funny thing about that, Angry Snowman. You're not getting along with me right now because you didn't learn it in the home.
Well, I think
That's a funny projection. I'll let you have it.
it's
Though.
the truth.
Hold on.
It's
Let
the
me just say one thing and because this is really interesting. Indoctrination. It should be at the home, but
right.
it seems like it's being replaced at the school.
School, correct.
And
Yeah.
I do understand what Angry Snowman is saying, because this is where you learn outside of the little microcosm that is your
Correct.
world, the nuclear family, how you really fit in the bigger scheme of things. You might be a big deal at home, but you ain't shit at that public school.
So this
So
is where
when you're
I-
at
Go ahead.
home,
Go ahead.
This is where I
when
be
you're
very-
at home, it's that your parents. When your parents talk to you at home about these things, it's theory. But when you go to school, that's where they
Yeah.
apply it.
Yeah, that's practice.
reality.
Yeah,
Practice,
that's
yeah.
That's practice.
Again,
So this is where
how do you create civility when you're in
I hear
school
what you're saying,
and you
though. I do
can't be
hear what you're
civil
saying, Rick.
at home? You don't
So,
get along with
so
your brothers and your sisters. You don't get along with your mama and your daddy. You don't get along with auntie and uncle, and you don't get along
There's
with
all
your
kinds of people that
grandparents.
don't get along
How
with
do
their
you go
family,
to
but get along
school
with other
and all
people.
of a sudden now you've got civility?
Sir,
so
there are
Brick,
all kinds of people that don't get along with their family, but yet can get along with other people.
yes. So I have to say you're
Also
delusional.
true.
Actually, that goes to Resla's point from his
So we just had
monologue,
a
right?
situation
So the
happen.
funny thing about that is civility starts in the home. It does,
No,
regardless of whether you want to believe it or not.
We
It
would
does.
Wait,
Brick,
Now, if you don't,
before you get the exposure from the outside, it has to start from home.
no, that's
Absolutely.
not true.
we would hope
Yes, it
so.
That's
Wrestler,
not
we
true.
would hope that
No.
it happens.
Let me say it. Wait. And that's really it's really situational because let's just say if you're a single kid, you don't have anyone else. That means you can be influenced from the outside. That happened with
If your
me.
parents, you can be influenced from outside.
but your parents are definitely influencing the civility too.
So,
Yeah, we hope.
No, wait. Brick. That's if they're actually there and they're actually engaged. Engagement means everything.
So
Yeah.
you don't,
And
If
you
you
don't
have
cook
two
dinner-
if you have two parents that are working all the time and you don't see them, there's not much time for
who
engagement.
cooks the first meal for you?
Sir, this is how you think I know. How you think I know? Regardless of where I'm at, I can smell a McDonald's.
No, I'm saying who cooks the first meals for you or brings home the food? Who brings the first food home for you when you're a child?
It's situational.
Who brings your clothes home? Who puts
It's
the roof
situational.
over your head?
It's situational.
He's
No, it's
not
not
lying.
situational. You
It
can't
is.
do these things as a child for yourself.
Ask
Somebody's
that
got to do it.
kids that don't
Wait,
have parents.
wait, Brick. That doesn't mean for everyone. I will speak for the majority. It's your parent, but not every parent does it because sometimes it's the aunts, or the uncles, or your grandparents that are the ones that are really taking
And
care
that's
of you.
fair, 'cause that's still family, and
or
it's in
even
the home.
adopted, or even adopted children.
I'll say this. I'll say this. Now I'll point it to me. As this is part of my
I
life.
think Brick is the one. With the
I lived with my grandparents for a good chunk of my life into my later teens before I ever lived with my actual parents.
Me also.
Yeah, I come from a broken family as well. So the thing about it is, no matter which part of your family, even if you were adopted, the fact of the matter is, it's called formative years, 1 to 5,
So,
right? And so that is where your civility. That's the first basis of it. That's where it starts.
So, Brick, this is where I have to say you're delusional. First of
How
all,
am I
instinct.
So here's the thing.
Let me
Bruce.
let me
Let's
say
no,
why
don't do that, because what you're doing is you're drawing a
Let me give you
conclusion first.
context.
Try introduction first.
I'm gonna let
This is a horrible conversational,
Oh
right?
my goodness!
Because what
You
you
want to let
do.
everybody finish? Rick, you said a
No,
whole
no,
bunch.
I don't have enough to drink for this.
Let you sit
I'm
here and
telling
call
you,
me
man.
delusional
I
before you
do.
even make an introduction.
Brick, brother, we gonna have a conversation. You okay? Let Rufus say a little bit. Me and you and
Don't insult
We
me.
we just had a we just had a situation.
there's no ad hominem. Just relax for a second.
Call me delusional. That's not an ad hom.
So, what? Okay, let me say a different word. You're not being real. You're not being realistic, right?
Okay.
We just had a kid right now, 2-parent household, stay-at-home mom, dad working, making all the money.
Don't you do it.
Just killed somebody in a matter of self-defense, right? So when the kid approached him, right?
Say delete, not the K word.
All right, man. That's how he said it. Too late.
They're not
So-
going to
make-
do
You're
anything
gonna make
about
me
that.
pull up
All I'm making is-
Spark.
The point I'm making is relax. The point I'm making is he had to make an instinctive position when that guy, the kids, approached him in violent manner, right? He had to make it instinctively. I know his mom and dad didn't show him how to use a knife, right? Or didn't give him knife lessons and shit. He just did a basic jab.
His parents gave him knife lessons. Is that what I just heard?
No, I said I'm sure he did.
So
I'm sure he did. Hey, this is how you stab. No, I'm sure that was never less in the house. So he did something instinctively to protect himself. So once again, right, the house is a place where you just kind of roam around and learn the basic rules of how to deal with your
not
parents.
the house.
When
the
you go to
home.
school.
So
Okay.
hold up. There are no, especially in this day and age, if you're talking about who I think you're talking about, you're going to tell me there are no external influences that can teach someone how to work a knife. Because let's be honest, Ruthless, how many of us prior to the internet, who raised us? Our televisions.
Yes, and this is what I'm telling Rick, right? Is that
Now we have the internet for these kids.
90%.
And I'll go even further than that, Resla. I'll go further than that. So not only did
Hold on, let
TVs
me say
raise
this.
us,
Let me
but do
respond
we
to that,
know
Baller.
that
Let me
parents
say this, Baller.
that
Let
do
me
we
respond.
hold on before you
I'm
do that? Before
responding.
you do that, I
I'm
just want to give
responding.
a little fun fact here, a little something that people who have kids know this, that children spend most of their day outside away from their families than they
Exactly.
do with them. They spend
So,
most of their time in school. So when they wake up from 8 o'clock in the morning to let's say 4, they're
Yeah,
in
it's more
school.
like 2, 3
And then
o'clock.
yeah, but then after that, what do? They may have some time outside, like we did back in the day. Maybe not as
Wait,
much, but
either
parents really
time outside, or someone else is picking you up who are not your parents. You spend time with them
right,
until your parents can come pick you up. So you're talking
or
about
just watching
another 2 to
television.
3 hours.
So
so,
parents
Exactly.
really only get to see their kids during dinner, and then after that, nothing. Because in the
so
morning you wake up, you have breakfast, and you send them to school,
thank
and
you,
then you go
Baller,
to
for
work.
helping me make my point. So my point to Brick is
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
90% of your life is instinct for growing up. Everything's instinctive. Right? If a bully approaches you trying to beat you up and take your shit, this instinct you're
Stab 'em.
moving on, okay? Or whether you're gonna run and tell the teacher, or you're gonna hit him in the head, whatever, right? This is instinctively. Or if you see a girl you like, she's cute, but you're shy about it, right? Instinctively, you're trying to, how can I? Right? So most of a child's life growing up in school and around life is based on his or her instincts, what their mindset is. The parents are there basically to shepherd their day to day, but the kid is basically, when he gets to that school, he's going
They're
to do
just
what.
like statues, right? Ruthless. They
No,
just
they're
stand there.
advisory. No advisory. No, they're advisory. They give them. They're there to soften the blow, right? So when they do
No,
something,
they're
they're there to
parents.
give
They're
them
not shepherds. They're parents.
same thing.
Brick.
Same thing.
So I agree with you, but you have to understand where Ruthless is coming from. So yeah, I agree with you that parents should be, and they are initially. But if you look at kids nowadays, where are they getting where are they spending most of their time?
The
Online.
phone, the tablet,
iPads,
Online,
phones.
iPad.
iPad,
Yeah.
phones, computers,
So,
everywhere, right? So
So
that's
when
where
we
they're
were
getting
younger,
most
so
of their
we had
lesson.
So
we had
what B-Baller's even saying though, like my son, he's in 4th grade. You know, he's the only kid in his 4th grade class that doesn't
Yeah,
have a
but
cell phone
wait. Let's
already.
take it back though. Angry Snowman. Before we had the tablets and all the other stuff, a lot of us were latchkey kids. We were just wandering around in the streets.
Yep.
So Huck
Yep.
Finn learned a bunch of his shit from nigga Jim.
Damn.
How dare you, sir?
But to what I was saying though, my son is the only 4th grader in his class that doesn't have a cell phone. I think that's absolutely just says a lot about parenting, that you got
You're
10-year-old already with cell phones, and it's seen abnormal for one not to have one.
Yep.
How
now,
dare you? You're so abusive. How dare you?
so I just want to say this, right? If you look at it, right, most kids get all their identity from school. The other kids judge them by their peers, right? And this is how they're formed. Now, I'm sure every parent tells their kid, baby, when you go to school, be respectful to the teacher. But then you got some kids who are bullies, right? Some kids who are rebellious. Some kids who are very.
Wait,
Wait,
hold up.
I think you're being a little naive.
Ruthless. Do you? Let's try this shit again. Do you believe that parents are sending their kids to school saying, make sure that you're being respectful? Or are they saying, if this bitch open her mouth, you tell me, I'll straighten them out?
Okay, we go.
Which one is it?
Even better yet, this is one I think is pretty common. If they put their motherfucking hands on you, you fight back.
There you go.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Again, I'm an 80s baby, and that's exactly the way I was told.
Now, it still comes to your instincts, right? Because some kids are cowards, right? Somebody put a hand, they're going to run to the teacher. Every kid ain't built the same, right? So
hold on. The guy you're talking about stabbed, then ran. If his intention was if his intention was to run the whole fucking time, he shouldn't have fucking stabbed.
He wouldn't have stabbed.
That's another.
He only ran because he knew he fucked up. That's what happened.
I'm not trying to justify anything what he did. What I'm saying is, it was instinctive. It was an instinctive. He made an instinctive move there.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. What did he do?
It wasn't instinctive when someone ran up on you. You say, "Touch me and see what happens." That's not instinctive.
Yeah, it was instinctive. Defend yourself.
No, it ain't. Instinctive would have been putting hands on someone that just touched you. That's instinctive.
Let's
Not
be clear.
warning someone.
What-
Warning someone is not instinctive.
Or when someone put their hands on you, you don't warn them. You just fucking run.
Okay, so wrestlers, I'm not going to dispute that, right? But my point is, every kid's
You
not
just
the same.
did. You just did.
No, slow down. Instinct. All instinct means is how you're built inside. That's all it means, right? How you do it, whether you do it when somebody hits you, then you respond, or whether you're calculated, whatever is your specialty is that, you know. But
Sir, we teach and we applaud people. Not applaud, but we encourage people to follow the most basic of instincts, even in active shooting situations. Do you know what those 3 things that we talk about are? Run, hide, or fight.
Yeah.
Well, look, what is one of the main reasons why Resla? What is one of the main reasons why school shooters happen? Because of bullying.
Yes.
Let me.
But people want to sit and justify this bullying and say it's okay that he defended himself, but a white kid can't go shoot up a school because he was bullied.
Nobody's justifying anything. But what about this idea?
Good point, actually.
I'm not going to. This is it. This is the last time I'm gonna let you do it to me.
What the fuck?
I will have to say that the guy who did the stabbing wasn't bullying nobody.
Well, there is some rumor going around. Again, it's just rumor that there might have been beef that was ongoing between the 2 lads. I'm just gonna say
And the twin that got killed was actually bullying the kid that stabbed him.
But what we're saying is, in that moment, under moment of violence, right, where the kid approached him, the aggressive manner.
Now we are saying right? What Rufus is saying, what I am saying. We.
So when we're talking about the moment the kid
approached him,
I'm talking about me. What are you talking about? I didn't say you, nigga.
You saying what we are saying, what we are, just you.
I didn't say we nothing. I said what we're
He does like
about.
to include other people
Oh,
in
God.
his
Oh,
analogy to be like, what you, what we.
Oh, God.
He does it all the time like that. He does.
Who the fuck is we?
Ruthless, you ain't say we?
Okay,
you said we. You said
they,
like 12 times.
They,
I can see that. I can see that.
do.
So what I mean by we, let me speak what I mean in public opinion, right? So in public opinion, the kid was approached in a very aggressive way, right? And he made a statement or whatever. That's speculation. But we know, all we know is
Tell us what they say.
Conflict happened. His instinct was to defend himself. And that is his instinctive movement that had nothing to do with his parents, had nothing to do with his other, because he's a straight A student, captain football team now. Is his nature? Has he had violence? Yes, obviously, if he carries
How do you know that had nothing to do with his parents? How do you know his parents didn't teach him to conflict and resolve things that way?
Right.
Maybe.
With
You're
chalking it up to temporary.
Speculate a little bit.
He's innocent till proven guilty, and leave the Metcalf family alone, and leave the fucking Anthony family alone.
I agree.
But I wasn't trying to convict anybody. I was just trying to make a point of kids.
I'm not talking about you, Rufus. I'm just saying in general to people.
I'm just talking about kids when they go to school, right? They are basically living on instincts. Now, there's some teachers there that parents share them. Hey, we want you to do this, we want you to do that. But instinctively, they're the ones that have to imply whenever it is to be implied.
I think they're easily influenced. Kawanja Kunjufu wrote a book along, I think it was like 86, about around about the age of 10 is when you really need to be involved in your kid's life.
Hey, Knight, hold on.
Becomes very prevalent, and that's when you 10, 11 years old, and you ain't got no pussy yet. You scared to talk to a woman. You scared to talk to these bitches. Yeah. And next thing you know, you done some dumb shit. Probably get kicked out of school or something. You scared to fight. Why won't you fight? So all of the impulsive dumb shit happens between the age of 10 and fucking 19. You doing a bunch of dumb shit. Not based on what you learned from your grandmother and your mother and your father, but your peers.
Yes. Yes. And they are more, that judgment from your peers is more important than the teaching of your parents.
You see John the Baptist's question, Resla? That's actually a good question.
Nothing John the Baptist asks is a good question. Fuck you, Angry Snow.
Believe it or not, he actually asked a decent question for a change.
I don't
So
even know
John,
the
so
situation.
John the Baptist asked the question. He says, "What can we prove about either boy in this situation?"
Yep.
Well, we can
That's
prove
why.
that the
That's
first
why.
boy.
Wait. Here's what we can prove without a doubt. Both of them failed.
Yes.
Both of them ruined their lives.
Both of them failed in understanding the situation and communication.
Well, they're kids.
Both
That's
failed.
normal. That's normal.
Both failed in
We keep-
understanding
All right,
where the
we-
line was.
And we can keep saying that they're kids, but one of those kids made a decision that
I
is
have to
going
disagree.
to haunt him.
Wait. Stop. Let's stop saying that they're kids. The
They're
fucker
kids,
was
man.
17. He's 1 year away. Let's stop
Okay,
saying they're
under
kids.
the law,
We've seen people less than in their years get charged as adults. Let's stop saying they're kids.
We understand 12 years old, they charge as adults. We understand that. But the point we're making to you, Resla, is just because they both had a situation doesn't mean they both failed.
Well,
Wait,
Absolutely, they did fail.
Wait, stop. Will someone please correct this Negro? They both didn't fail?
No, they both didn't fail.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
How did they not both fail?
Because okay, so number one is the one kid who was being a bully approaching somebody which wasn't his right to enforce somebody which wasn't his right was in the wrong, right? He failed.
So that's a failure.
Well,
That's failure number one.
He failed to respect one man's rights to be where he wanted to be, right?
Everyone agrees.
The other kid's in fear, right? He's been approached, and so he's reacting. He's not being proactive, right? So therefore, he stood up for himself. So that is not a failure.
But that's a major. He made the wrong decision, though. He made a bad decision.
No, he didn't.
You don't
What are
think
you
that was a bad
talking about,
decision?
dude?
Because
Okay, let me
So taking another person's life by whether it was
me just say
an
something.
accident or not,
Wait,
is a bad decision.
Let me say something that got mentioned because we were having this conversation and it was brought up on Fatty's channel, right? And Ricky Williams said something that I thought that was so great, and I didn't think about it at that time when he said it. I was pondering it, and I thought I mulled over some more. He said both people were equal combatants because these are two people who now agree upon being in conflict. At any point, either one individual can back away from conflict because we know, even as adults, as men, let's just say this, as men, anyone in conflict, you can choose to do two things. You can run or you can fight. They both chose to stay in the situation. Either one could have backed out or not start no shit. Fuck around and fight out, or as we say in the old days, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. They chose to be. How the fuck can you turn around and then still say, "Whoo, you know what?" I'll go back to my earlier point. Y'all talk to him.
But your clarifying statement was they were both failures.
They both failed.
They failed
themselves.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
Ruthless. Could he have avoided it?
Please let Ruthless explain how they did fail.
Let me add the context. So right now, the little boy, obviously, at 130 pounds, the other big boy at 230.
One is dead. One is facing charges. How the fuck were there a win in any of that?
Calm down, relax. Because obviously,
explain the positivity in this.
Okay.
How is it not a fail? Explain the positive parts of this.
No,
I need you to start with the good first. I need you to start with the good first.
And don't tell us what we already know.
Wait, hold. Ruthless, I need you to start with the good first. Do not long stroke this. I need you to start with the good first.
Okay.
Start with the positive first. I need that shit out the way before you start long stroking.
So the kid stood up for himself. The little kid stood up for himself. That was a thing he should have did, right? He didn't mean to kill the guy, so I don't think he was thinking, I'm gonna kill him. I believe that he thought it was the best way to defend himself in the moment. So that was positive first. That was positive. Him defending himself.
That was positive. You know what?
Yes.
I was so scared. I stabbed somebody in the chest. I didn't mean to carry a knife. I didn't mean to stab somebody in the chest. I didn't mean to be on grounds in an area that I'm not even a part of a team on to get into a conflict with someone who was a part of a team and stab somebody in the chest. I didn't mean to. I was just scared. I didn't mean to warn the motherfucker rather than just leave. I was scared. Come on, son.
First of all, nobody knows if he warned him or not. That's speculation, right? Hearsay. So we don't know if that's fact.
Well, we do know he warned him because it was in a police statement when the police first.
Let me just break it
No,
down.
because you're sitting here putting out a bunch of bullshit, Ruthless, just like everybody else, and that's fucked up.
And you have a horrible echo as well.
No, it's Resla. It's Resla.
Is
Sorry.
it?
Yeah, whenever his mic, he's got a new mic. He's got to
Oh,
turn it
He
down.
ain't breaking down nothing but people's fucking false allegations.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Y'all can rebut it. All I'm saying is
No, dude, because I'm not going to sit here and listen to you put out a bunch of bullshit like we've listened to everybody else put out about this shit for the last fucking week about it. No.
We're looking at the situation as something that happened between two kids, right? On equal ground. The one
Ruthless,
kid
you're fucking
did not have
stupid.
the right. The one kid did not have the right to approach any kid about being nowhere. That was not
what
in
I
his,
find
that was not
fascinating
in
about
his,
what Ruth hold on, Ruthless. What I find fascinating about what you're saying is you're presenting it as if these are two grown-ass men. They're two kids.
That's why I said kids.
If they're two kids, then they don't have any right to fight.
Yes, they do. They
No,
fight
they
all the time.
don't.
Kids
No,
fight all the
they
fucking
do
time.
not. They have
Kids
a right to
fight
defend themselves.
What are we
Sure,
talking about
but
here?
they don't have the
Wait,
right.
wait. No, screw the fight. Screw the fucking fight. The right to fight. They got the right to murder.
It wasn't murder.
They got the right to kill.
They're going to break the charges down.
Do they got the right to kill?
Self-defense.
Do they got the right to kill?
Wait. Self-defense. Wait. You said wait. You said self-defense.
Yes.
Whose life was at risk?
Let me ask you. I want to make
No,
sure.
wait. I need this question to be answered. Whose life was at risk?
The kids.
Even according to the survivor's deposition, whose life was at risk?
Hey, Russ, can I ask you a question? Russ?
You're a liar.
No, that's not
He never
true.
stated he was in fear of anything,
Let me
Ruthless.
ask you a question, Resla. Is self-defense only? I'm sorry. Can it only be self-defense if you're at risk? Your life is at risk.
Yes.
No.
So it can't be self. So it's. I'm only asking. So self-defense can't be, I guess, a fight.
Yes.
Wait. But here's the funny part. What was there a fight?
I don't know. I'm only.
No.
I'm not saying-
I can tell you. The answer is a resounding no.
So you
Because you know why?
I'm
telling you. If I was in a fight, because I'd say this. When I'm in a fight, I don't care if it's one person, I don't care if it's a group. I fight as if my life is on the line. He did not have that.
No, so I'm only asking for knowledge because I want to know. Are you saying self-defense can only be if your life is at risk? It can't be self-defense.
Anytime I choose to engage in mutual, and let me just say this, combat, not an argument, not a disagreement, combat.
Okay, so we
physical, not intimidation, physical harm.
Russell, see, here's the problem I have with you. You don't write the law.
Here we go. Booty warrior. Go ahead.
There are laws that govern this land, right? And self-defense is engraved in there. So you can't rewrite the laws and say, oh, well, fuck them laws.
Well, it depends on what state you're in.
Self-defense comes with certain requirements. In order for it to be self-defense, Ruthless, you have to.
I'm not saying it's self-defense.
Ruthless.
So every state has a different doctrine as to what self-defense is.
In this country, right? In these freedoms, the freedom.
Every state has a different doctrine, Ruthless.
Defend yourself. Right?
Listen, my brother. Listen. Every state, Ruthless. Every state has a different doctrine. Every state has a different doctrine as to what self-defense is.
Wait, stop. I could settle this right now for him. Because if he's going to try to hold this stand your ground bullshit, I'm reading it for the definition, right? It says, also known as the duty to no duty to retreat. Laws remove the requirements for a person to retreat if they are attacked in a place where they have the right to be, right? The right to be, which he didn't have. Wait, stop. He didn't have the right. He didn't have the right to be. And then, the second part is this means they can use deadly force in self-defense without first trying to escape the situation. First,
get the fuck out of here. That
first,
he had the right.
It's written there. I just read the shit to you.
Okay, but once again, right?
Okay,
so you fucking failed even in your fucking description. You failed. You failed.
Listen, though, Resla, listen. He's got a narrative. He's got a narrative, Resla. Go ahead. What's your narrative?
He had a right to be in that tent, right?
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He didn't. He wasn't a part of any team. He wasn't a part of a team.
All right, Ruthless. Hold on. Let me. No, hold on. Let me paint a scenario, please. There's a tent where people are running track. There was some rain happening, so they erected tents. It was a team tent. So what happens is, I don't know about you, but maybe it does happen now. But when you're doing the 440 Waitman's relay, you're not fucking hucking with your cell phone in your hand. So what you're doing is you're leaving it in your possessions underneath the tent where your fucking teammates are watching your shit. And here comes this spike haired dude trying to look
you're
for
correct.
$600 fucking dollars. While leaving some unattended fucking equipment possibly. And what this man was doing was looking out for his fellow teammates. That's my narrative. Maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds a little bit more plausible.
Ruthless has never ran track. The man didn't. The man wasn't a part of their fucking team or even the opposing fucking team.
So he was talking to his friends. And
he wasn't where he was supposed
to now you're making shit up? Did he say he was talking to his friends? Now you're making shit up from the man's own deposition. His own words to the police. You're making shit up now.
No.
Anybody can go and read the fucking transcript. You're making shit up.
Relax. You read this on Freezy's channel.
Everybody's been making shit up about this, Resla. Everybody.
So if you go out to wherever you want to go and you ain't where you're supposed to be and something happens to you, what are we going to read in the papers? He wasn't where he was supposed to be.
Wrong place, wrong time.
That's wrong. Right. No, it's not. If I go to Compton,
exactly what we're going to read. He was down
if I go to Compton, and I'm not from Compton,
and he got stabbed, and he wasn't where he was supposed to be.
No, that's not how the fuck it goes.
I want to apologize.
That's crazy.
I would like to apologize to Resla for running off the one pussy that was up here because the rest of these motherfuckers acting like they got one.
That's a fact.
Listen, if I go to Compton, they don't give them the right to kill me because I'm not from Compton, nigga. Period.
That's crazy.
If that's the case,
you don't have the right to tell me you don't need to be here in Compton. Right? I go anywhere in this place where there's public property.
Now, if the right person comes up to you in Compton and tells you need to get out the area, you're going to get the fuck out of the area right quick.
Ruthless. Public property. So you're saying you have a right to be on any public property, right? Any public property, you have a perfect right to be. Okay, here's
a scenario. Visit someone that I'm from Pasadena and I'm going to Compton to visit my cousins, and some dude's Crips pull up on me talking about, man, where you from? Pasadena, you got a road.
I love how he's talking about B-Ball. I love how he's talking about Compton as if he's got to stand your ground over there.
Let's get a better scenario. But hold on, let's get a more plausible scenario. Let's get another scenario that's like that.
I'm getting you paid.
Let's say you go to a park and I rent one of those gazebos out for my family to have a barbecue. I rented it out. It's for me. And I show up and he's there. Someone's there that shouldn't be there. Do I have the right to tell them to leave?
Yes.
Okay, just like they went and they said leave.
No, but
now,
wait.
Now, if I do that and that person under the tent says, put your hand on me. Wait a minute. He says, put your hands on me. I ain't going nowhere. Put your hands on me. And
find out. Fuck around.
Now what do we do?
He didn't say that though. But you can say that.
He did. He did.
No, he didn't. We already read on Captivity Freezy channel. Read the whole document. So anyway, we gonna just say let's just say for ball.
I love how he the only person that's read it.
Look it up.
There are most people who have said the same shit, but he's the only one that read it.
Okay, ruthless. Assuming he didn't say that. Let's say he didn't say
I
that.
sat and listened to Hamp
Clearly was not
the other
moved.
day, and instead of writing his deposition, Hamp read.
Yeah, but ruthless. Let's say he didn't say that, but he
says
refused
Anthony
to
reached
leave.
inside his bag
Then
and
you need to
told
go to the
Metcalf,
teacher. You need to
"Touch
find
me
an adult.
and see what
You
happens."
need to find an adult.
That's the article. It's
Find
the
an
article.
adult. So a grown individual who has a gazebo, that has a family, and somebody doesn't want to leave. You're saying that person should go find an adult. That's the responsible thing to do. But you're also saying that Carmelo Anthony was just a kid, and he gets the right to say that he will put a knife into somebody because he's a kid.
He didn't say
No,
that.
you're saying that. You're saying that.
No, I'm
You're
not saying
saying
that.
that.
What I'm saying, this is what I'm saying.
You're advocating for that.
What I'm saying is, if there's somebody, let's say I'm going to a tent that typically all the teammates.
Ruthless, just admit that the only reason why you're going so hard in this is because it's a black kid and you're supporting black.
It doesn't matter.
Supposed to be there. It's that simple.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening, Ruthless.
Relax. All I'm saying is, if I go into somewhere where, let's say it's somewhere typically me and my teammates meet, right? And I see somebody that not you normally is there, right? Number one is, I might say, oh, damn, this is not normal. But it is not my right to go up here and tell them to get the fuck out of here. You don't belong here. And then put my hands and raise my hands and beat them up.
It is my right to tell someone to get away from me.
Hold on.
I'm almost done.
Go ahead.
If I feel that this is a violation of team policy, something, I need to get the coach or don't say, hey, we need space over there. Could you please remove this person so we can get that space?
But Ruthless, and all we're trying to do is for you to find a middle ground. So I get what you're saying, all of that. But what you fail to see is that just like you don't get the right to put your hands on him, he doesn't get the right to say, I'm here, I'm staying here, and you can't move me, and don't you come. And he does it, really. He gets the right to do that. But, so everyone else, so he's the only one that had rights there. Everybody else, they have to just go along with the flow, is what you're saying.
The prosecution and the judge seen it fault that they let him go home.
He black.
They let him go home.
He black.
It's
a wrap.
Listen. I'm just saying this. At some point in time, it's okay.
I'm gonna get right back to
Ruthless.
I'm gonna get right back
to you.
It's okay
to
because he came right up to you and he said, "Give me your phone, fool." He said, "Give me your phone, fool."
Ruthless, are you going to let anyone else talk, or are you just going to keep windmilling the whole fucking panel?
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
No, dude, you've had 10 seconds for the last 5
hours. Your 10 seconds was 10 minutes.
Well, that because I get interrupted. Okay,
go
so
ahead,
the prosecution and the judge, because the first came out murder, first degree, they talking about this. They took all these things away because they got all the information.
With murder, dude.
Let me sit down. They got all the information and said, you know what? We're going to let him go home. He will not do a day in jail. Or maybe he won't do no jail. They're going to give him probation and some classes. That's it. Because they understood that he had this right to defend himself. And
no, what they understood is $1 million bail was an unreasonable bail, dude, and that violates the Constitution.
We see that people have no criminal history, and if you have a big crime like that, they don't let you go home. They won't give you bail.
Okay.
They don't give a fuck about that. So we understand the court
you are fucking
dumb. So Ruthless.
Yeah, he is kind of dumb.
Do you see why? So here's what I'm looking at, right? I think the person that came in here with the most level-headed, neutral position was Nightish, it was a very excellent point. You know,
did he?
2 people died. I mean, one person died. Yeah, he did. He said that.
Gay shit, bro. What are you talking about?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about with this discussion right here. He basically said that something happened, and let's let it play out. But everybody's basically saying 2 people could be wrong in this situation. No. You're the only one saying that you're the only one that's taking that stance.
Only one.
And you're saying you're not defending him. You're saying you're not defending him. You're saying Ruthless. Hold on, Ruthless. What you're saying is that young man did absolutely nothing wrong. Everything he did was good.
Let him finish, Ruthless.
This is what I'm saying.
Let him finish.
You're paraphrasing me. You do not have a right to go and put your hands on nobody.
We're tired of hearing you talk, dude. Let someone else talk.
You do not have a right to put your hands on people or to enforce on people that is your peers in a school setting to remove anything. You need to go to an adult, find a coach or assistant coach, and tell them, hey, this guy needs to be out there so we can get this space.
Ruthless is not 100% wrong,
Okay.
gentlemen. Y'all can't say he's 100% wrong on that part.
No, I'm not. I'm saying he's 50% wrong and he's 50% right.
So
I'm saying it could be
there is a thing,
50-50.
It's called being on that team, being where you're supposed to be. And when you see someone who's not there, you say to them, hey, why are you in this class?
Because I want to be. Because I want to be.
Now, a next step might be go get the teacher. The next step.
There you go.
But if the person tells you, touch me and see what happens.
No, you're speculating. You're speculating.
But not only that,
No, it's not.
Hold on.
I literally just read it in the article. Okay.
Generally, let me just get one more thing.
That's hearsay.
So Ruthless.
I don't care what hearsay is. I'm telling you what eyewitnesses on the scene said, not you. All of a sudden, Ruthless knows what happened, but the eyewitnesses, the kids that were there, don't know what happened. Come on, dude. Come on.
The judge,
really, Ruthless. You know better what happened than the traumatized children who were on the scene.
Okay, whatever, right? But the judge.
What do you mean whatever? What do you mean whatever? So you just discount what I just said? Now it makes no sense, bro. You have literally no credibility.
I'm gonna tell you how the court case is gonna go. The judge and the prosecutor already let him go home.
Right? The only reason you're saying it is because he's black and you support black.
No, I'm not.
Just admitted it. Dude, I'd have more respect for you if you just admitted it.
If he's wrong, he's wrong, right? Now, if he
tie it to the topic, at least.
Hold on. If it was premeditated, he would not be going home.
I didn't ask if I'm not saying it's premeditated. Go ahead, General.
That's the only way it can be deemed a capital murder, right? Or murder.
Gentlemen.
Hold on. Okay, so I'm almost done, Jimmy. All I'm saying is this, right?
What do you mean you've been done for a half hour, bro?
Okay, my fault. I'm gonna land it right here. All I'm saying is in them situation, right? I believe there was one guy acted in instincts. I'm not saying it was right or wrong. What I'm saying is you do not go up to people trying to enforce them because the potential of violence is always at a situation when you're trying to tell somebody what to do that you don't have the right to do or the power to do so.
So why do they have hall monitors?
Or you need to go get
why do they have officers? Why do they have hall monitors? Why do they have
a hall monitor to not put hands on you? Hall monitor can't put hands on you.
Who are in leadership position.
He needs to go get a
that
teacher.
Position, and they are already where they're supposed to be. And then they tell the person who is where
they're supposed to make
you're not supposed to be here. And then that person who's not supposed to be there now wants to engage in actual illegal activity.
We're repeating what we.
You guys are all making a bunch of hypotheticals that have nothing to do with the situation.
Yeah. So let's engage something. Brick said something earlier that actually I think people blew off like they usually do. It's training begins at home and stuff like that. I'm seeing based on this interaction in this panel of grown ass adults, not 17 and belows, that we can't even get the fuck along with a hypothetical. Now, is it possible that Ruthless is right and some of the people on the panel are wrong? Yes. Is it possible that Ruthless is wrong and most of the people on the panel are correct? Yes. These things, possibilities and probabilities, are different things. All right. Here's the situation. I don't know all the facts. I wasn't there. Okay. The preliminary was that the white kid touched the black kid. At that point in time, as fucked up as it sounds, all bets are off. You put your hands on someone, then you should have been trained enough to know that that could cost you your fucking life if the person you're putting your hands on has a fear of loss of limb, eyesight, or life, right? You can defend yourself. Again, unpopular fucking opinion. Don't be fucking putting your dick skinners on people that shouldn't have your dick skinners on. Right. Unless you have consensual touching. That's fucking assault or battery, depending on what your jurisdiction you are. All right, I'm not going to sit here and grandstand. But what I'm saying is maybe we should show each other a little bit more patience and grace and let's talk about the hypotheticals. Maybe this is the good part of this situation happening where we could learn to fucking talk and be
That's
reasonable
a fact.
Without being
Thank you for
idiots.
saying that.
Well, Jimmy, speaking, I have to give you more credit than you celebrate.
Wait. Thank you for saying that. I just want to let you know right now, I'm going to take a quick break. I got to take care of something before we get to the DBD. OG, You got the controls, my guy. I'll be right back with you guys. But
Man,
OG,
nobody trusts me with controls. That's some bullshit.
I would
we're
trust
switching
OG
over.
before. I trust
Generally
OG
You hear
before
this
a
man?
cop with
You hear this
controls
man?
too.
You hear this man?
Yes.
You can't please Negroes. I'm gonna leave it back to you, GS. I just want to let you guys know OG got the wheel.
I know goddamn well.
Okay,
OG
GS. I want to hold on before you go, Ruthless. I want to say that you're correct, right? But let's bring it back to the topic that we had, right? 2-player game. In order to do this, in order to play this 2-player game, we actually have to agree. We have to actually agree on the structure of it. And if we can't agree on the structure that both boys did something at some point in time in that whole situation that they shouldn't have, then there's really like we can't really get through the conversation.
Yeah, there's no
So if I
conversation.
say that,
Well, let me engage that because I think that's an important thing to say, right? So everyone keeps saying boys. I mean, they're like 6 months away from having been able to stand in full body armor, full battle rattle on the fucking, in Afghanistan if we were still there. I mean, these aren't little kids, but at the same time, the big question is where the fuck were the adults?
I have no clue. I keep asking the same question.
Yeah.
That's the one question nobody seemed to ask. The $1 million question nobody asked, Britt.
Well, what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that? Is that there was one guy, supposedly an eyewitness, that came out and did some interview on TikTok that was all over Instagram a day or two ago, whose daughter was supposedly in that tent, and he witnessed everything, but he just sat there and watched it happen.
I can believe it.
Yeah, so my thing is this. I have 4 kids myself, right? And this is why I try not to let them get to the internet, because the popular belief around the internet is not something I would never teach my kids. I would never teach them that once they text you, all bets are off, and whatever you can find, go at them with it. I would never teach them that, because otherwise you have a bunch of kids taking rocks and crashing each other upside the head when someone, even in elementary school, when something goes wrong. It's not something you teach.
Let me help you out.
Imagine what all these conversations that are being had online. Imagine what it's teaching these kids.
Let me ask you a question. Somebody mentioned earlier there was an adult that was sitting there, right?
Yes.
If there was an adult sitting there, and let's say the kids don't stab the other kid, and he runs down there and snatches one of the kids.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
That's the point I'm getting to. What happens if he does intervene himself, and they ask like, why is this grown man putting a hand on kids, and he's trying to prevent something from happening? Do you think that happens now?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do believe you are right on that. Back when I was going to school, no, it wasn't that way. The teachers actually could break up a fight.
Ragdoll the fuck out of you.
Now it's not.
When I was in school, teacher could still put hands on you.
Exactly. Go ahead, Brick. I didn't mean to. I was so exuberantly agreeing with you, though.
That's the point, man. You're accurate on that. I mean, it's sad too, because when we're expecting the adults to be the adult in the room and they're not, but then it's because they're afraid of liability.
So here's the thing I want to say, then I'm gonna give it back. Right? Any fight, with or without a weapon, death is a potential.
Fact.
So I'm just going to this clear. Let me make this clear. Anytime you use violence, put your hands on someone, they can fall and hit their head, die. They can so many things. Right? You can hit them in the lungs. Unintentionally, you're just fighting, and you can land temple, kill them. Right? So I'm saying is this, right? I'm from LA, so you talking about gang culture, and if you're not in a gang, you definitely going to have to deal with some sort of bullying, right? Because these dudes with these big gang got these numbers, they want to run up and tell you, nigga, you can't be here. This is a Crip section.
Can you get to the point?
And I say, fuck this Crip section. This is a student section, and I'm standing up for myself because nigga, I ain't moving, because this is why I'm standing up.
Right, but
hold on, let me finish, man. Damn. If I just
you started a whole.
Let me finish, Henry.
Land the fucking plane already.
Nigga, give me a chance. So all I'm saying is this, right? If
all over the fucking place,
move me from that motherfucking spot, right? Then now I'm giving him the green light to continue to press me.
Somebody needs to shoot that chopper down.
Well,
So,
hold on.
once again, right?
Let
Once
me
again, hold on,
engage.
almost there. Almost
Let me
there.
Oh
engage
my
what you
fucking
fucking
I'm
God.
said
saying, Landon,
5
once you
minutes
get
ago,
up to me,
dude.
it's making it longer. All I'm saying is this. I'm going to stand up.
One, there's your second. You're done.
This fool pulls up on me and tells me I'm not.
Yeah, we know what you would do, Ruthless. We already know. You've told us 1,000 times.
Ruthless,
It's
we don't
great.
care what you would do.
Let me finish. All I'm making a point is
We don't care what you would do.
I'm gonna stand up for myself.
Hey, man! Please let Ruthless finish, y'all. Y'all
He's
let him
been
go ahead.
waffling the whole
I
time.
know, man. But come on, bro. You got to let him finish. If you don't let him finish, we ain't even gonna be able to hear y'all. Shit, y'all gonna keep on cutting him off. Shit, he gonna keep on talking. Let the man finish.
He's cut off everybody that's tried to talk.
Look, I understand. He said give him 30 seconds. We're gonna give him 30 seconds. Come on, Rufus. Come on now.
All I'm saying is this crib come up to me talking about this is a crib section. Even though this section is for everybody, I'm going to stand up for the reason is this stops here. The buck stops here because you're not going to punk me for the rest of my school time. Nigga, I don't need niggas to come take my lunch and telling me. So I'm going to stand up to the message to any of you niggas. You trying to push me around? I might knock you out. I might fight and lose. But one thing about it, you ain't going to punk me. Okay. And I'm done.
Can I engage your premise real quick?
Go ahead, my good sir. Go ahead.
All right. So your premise was that when entering into the possibility of fisticuffs, i.e., mutual combat, life could be lost on either side, right?
Yes.
So would it not be germane for both parties to consider that before one puffed out their chest when one told the other person they're in an area that they're not authorized to be in because there is personal property that needs to be watched over by sentinels, guards that would guard these tents? It ain't any different than if you were in the army, other than the fact that it was a team watching over the contents and the property of another teammate while that teammate was out running fucking track. So here's the thing. If the person says, touch me and find the fuck out, then he also knew that his life could have been lost, but he didn't give a fuck about his own life. And he sure shit didn't give a fuck about the other kid's life because the proof is in the tasting of the pudding, not the pudding of itself. So I engage your premise, Ruthless. So my question is, why did one person still want to stand on what was right? You're not belonging here. You might put something in your pocket that doesn't belong to you. And my job is to protect the belongings of the tent. Perhaps that's what his motivation was. And the other person said, touch me and find out what the fuck's going to happen. One person cared about the responsibility of maintaining command and control of a particular area of operation. The other person was invading that. It's interesting. Go ahead, John the Baptist.
So I want to push back on what you just said just now.
Sure, please do.
I like the premise how you set it up, but I challenge your premise this way. Mm-hmm. If he was in charge of watching the area to make sure nothing gets stolen,
and I don't know if he was, I don't know.
I know. I'm working on the assumption that what you just said could have been accurate. I'm not saying it is accurate. We're just working on the assumption.
Sure, fair enough.
He can watch the area without telling him to move. Do you think
I don't disagree. I think anytime you put your hands on another person, you're wrong.
No. I'm saying, but he can watch the area to make sure nothing gets stolen. And
I see what you're saying.
And the guy can still sit there and he don't have to say anything to him. He can just make sure that he does. So do you think he can just sit there without saying anything to him?
That's actually a really good point. You could still be a sentry or a sentinel and wait until he does something that is inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And that's where we get to John the Baptist, where me and B Baller and Resla were all trying to point out that both kids failed themselves in that situation. And Ruthless wants to say that one actually didn't fail himself. He did the right thing.
Well, I'm just saying.
I agree that both kids failed. That they tremendously.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm not going to try to defend either one of them in this situation.
So here's the question I have for you guys.
Guy, listen. Other people want to chime in.
Oh, okay. Damn, nigga. Man, you've been crying all motherfucking night. turn your hat around and say, fuck you, Rufus.
Bro, you have been going all night.
Because I want to, fool. That's what I'm up here for.
And when you do that, nobody else has the opportunity.
I send money to this platform to come around my mouth.
I'm just trying to bring a little civility to the conversation.
What are you up here for, Brick?
You are literally taking it off the rails.
Brick, just say, I gave it to you, nigga. Say your point.
Okay, we'll make a point. Okay, I want to speak a little bit to the legality of the situation, right? So I don't know if anybody understands what the inciting doctrine is. It comes from a Supreme Court case where it was solidified with Bachelor versus Maryland. But it comes actually from the fighting words doctrine. It actually was narrowed to inciting words from fighting words. Fighting words was New Hampshire versus Chaplinsky. The reason they narrowed it is because you can make anything fighting words. You call me a bitch, that's fighting words, right? Inciting words means that you have provoked someone to violence. So because of that, right, when I look at the words that people say was spoken, touch me and see what happens, that could be considered fighting words, no doubt, easily. But
that's
considered inciting words. That's my question.
It could be. I'm sorry. What was the two choices again? You said again. I spoke too soon.
So touch me and see what happens could definitely be considered fighting words. Anybody probably would agree with that. But could it be considered inciting words as the narrowed version of fighting words?
I would actually call touch me and see what happens a warning.
I agree.
Too.
I agree.
So
I agree.
But I hear what you're saying. But I would, if somebody says touch me, that's like, hey, look, dude, I don't want to have to fuck you up, but I fucking will if you cross a certain line. To me, that's, if you don't listen, that's kind of your ass.
Right.
I agree with you on that.
That was my
why
argument too. That's my argument too. Why is that incited? Why is that called inciting and inviting the fight?
Well, it could be considered a threat and a warning all at the same time as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but why do we automatically assume? Well, not everybody. Most people, when I heard talking this week, I automatically assumed there was invitation to.
I think
incite.
John the Baptist. I think the reason why most people entertain the idea that it was an invitation to incite violence is because he already was aware that he had a knife in his book bag and he knew that he was willing to use it.
And there were other people on scene, so you're going to get bitched up if you don't. And it's kids.
And I agree with the possibility that it could have been incite, but I also thought too that it could have been just a warning too. I thought that from the beginning.
I would say you would have to gauge the young man's reaction to asking him certain questions, like, what was your intent when you said those words?
And it's the thing. Well, I don't know. Maybe you guys know. I don't know what was said prior or after.
Nobody does.
And that's why a jury is a very important thing in my opinion.
It's never going to trial.
What?
It's never going to trial.
I mean,
I bet he drops a plea.
You say that
he won't drop a plea. They don't spend $100,000 on a lawyer to drop a plea.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Did you watch the press conference today?
Yes.
Did you?
I did too. That press conference was wild, dude. That guy that was speaking for the family did not do the family any justice.
No, he's the asshole, but he's paying the bills. And what was the first thing? What was one of the things he emphasized in that? He said he's taking it. They're going to court.
Oh yeah, he's taking it all the way in the box.
No, it is not. They didn't even.
No.
Oh my
already,
God,
he went to jail for some time. So what I'm saying is, they're going to plead us out. They're going to plead us out. Guaranteed.
Okay. You want to put 25 on it?
His lawyer not doing that. His lawyer just going to take it to court.
You want to put 25 on it?
I've never been a former cop. Fuck that.
Okay. Because I've been covering this.
Of course, it's going to trial.
Yeah, you don't pay a lawyer $150,000-$200,000 for a plea deal. Y'all crazy.
And the lawyer doesn't come out and say we're taking this to trial if you're not going to trial.
If the plea deal does not include jail time,
it won't. No,
what? You just need to happen to Young Thug.
Cause this shit is tearing America apart. He's going to have to go to trial, and it's televised. I already looked that shit up in Texas law.
Even with it being juveniles, they're going to televise it.
Yeah, because they're charging them as an adult.
There's a state. Any state is going to be that big is going to be televised. Only feds don't televise.
Dude, they're going to have to.
No, generally, if it's a minor, they don't televise either.
Yeah, but they charging him as an adult for this. But the thing is, this case is too important. Like, I've been covering it for the last couple of days, and I just been listening to everybody.
So have I.
I'm with y'all too on this one. Nobody knows, and it's crazy how you got adults just saying a bunch of shit that this crazy. You be like, what? That don't make any sense. And I'm with y'all too. Yo, I've been saying the same exact thing. I've been conflict fucking resolution. That could have been easily avoided if those two motherfuckers, them two boys, just took a minute to think about what the fuck they was doing. That's all they had to be doing.
Nobody's perfect.
Oh, what they have to do with perfection, sir? Hold on, ruthless. Let me just say this: being a decent human being has nothing to do with perfection, sir.
So
zero to do with perfection.
We in the world of evil, right?
This motherfucker.
Sometimes you need to be quiet. Just be quiet. Just be quiet sometime.
He got it.
Take a breath. Take a breath sometime, bro.
Fuck no.
This is what it is, man.
Let's keep it real. We're in a world where we have people who got egos, thinking they can bully people, thinking they can talk shit to people. You got people like this that exist on these playgrounds in life, period, right? And
they've always existed, and they will always continue to exist.
Sometimes somebody gonna stand up to them. Now, the outcome might be different each time, but somebody gonna stand up to eventually. So this is why we advise you not to bully. Show respect. If he had a problem with the way the dude was at, go get an adult, go get the teacher, coach.
I agree.
No, I'll be honest with you. Actually, this right here is a prime example as to why the anti-bully culture has failed young men, because it has taught them more than to be fucking pussies and to act in violent ways rather than be able to deal with shit in a healthy and productive.
And that's the problem I have right here. So Ruthless started this whole thing off by saying they're just kids, right? And then he goes and starts to apply his former gang mentality to this, right. And you're teaching kids to go out there and treat these situations. But you are though.
No, but I'm saying,
and let me tell you something.
Oh, I just use that as an example to show you that sometimes, right,
doing a good job.
There's situations that happen that you have to stand up for yourself.
Hold on, real quick, Rufus. I'm gonna let y'all niggas keep on going. Hey, James, Resla is not on the panel. He's taking care of business right now. The panel is full. I got Resla in the back, y'all. So he's still the 10th person. Just let me show y'all real quick. Matter of fact, let me do this and bring him up. So just let y'all know the panel is full. I just dropped him down because I got a little control over it. So we're gonna make sure we continue this conversation until he get back. He making sure, you know what I'm saying, we good on the DVD tonight. So man, y'all just stay tuned. So go ahead, Rufus, man. Gonna keep on cooking, dog.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying
you ain't shit, OG.
No, man, don't be saying that out loud.
You ain't shit.
Ruthless. I got a question for you, Ruthless.
When JP said you ain't crap, you know you ain't crap.
I know you're almost done, bro, but you don't have to let me ask a question so that you can land the plane with my question. Can I just ask the question real quick? You can go on and on and on. I just have a question. If this kid was so responsible, as that you're putting it out there, you're kind of like, no, this kid's really responsible. He's doing what he's. Why did he have a knife in his bag?
Well, if it was a pocket knife, that's not uncommon for any young boy.
Very simple.
He's not supposed to have a knife.
Once again, right?
Why did he have a knife in his bag?
Let me ask you a question. Damn, you asked me a question twice. First of all, once again, there are bullies that exist on these grounds, and he probably saw how this was going on and said, "If this happens to me, this is how I'm going to defend myself." Now, he didn't know it was going to be that.
Well, then that's premeditation.
He probably carried it every day
to where it would happen.
Some kids he's only 130 pounds, right? So he's not a big kid.
That's a lie too. That is a lie as well.
We saw. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. He's 130 pounds.
He's in the mindset of, if this happens to me, but then he goes to where it could possibly happen, where he's not supposed to be.
There's kids that carry guns to school.
But he's going to where he's not supposed to be to make sure that something's not supposed to happen to him doesn't happen to him.
Hey, hold on.
Why are we saying he's not supposed to be there?
Hold on. All these layers of fucking victimhood. Do you know who Little Yummy was, Ruthless?
Who's that?
Do some fucking research. Little Yummy, you want to talk about 130 pounds? He needed the knife. Look up who Little Yummy is.
I'm not saying it's all 130 pounds.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Go look up Little
Yeah.
Yummy. You ask a question, you can answer it.
So all I'm saying is this, right?
Whenever my daughter told me, "Hey, Daddy, what does this word mean?" I'd say, "Go to the dictionary, look it up, write it out 10 times, the word and the fucking all the parts of it." And
So
guess
what-
what? She ended up
what I'm
being really
saying-
smart. So
Yes,
I'm gonna
but I'm
say,
saying
I'm
is-
gonna say,
I've
I'm gonna
never
say,
in my life-
Ruthless, be quiet for 5 minutes, let other people talk, and go look up who Little Yummy was.
Man,
Well,
fuck
all
that.
I'm going to say is I've never seen an almost 6 foot tall, 130 pound, strong safety on the football team who was the captain that's only 130 pounds ever in my life.
That's what they said on the back. You read this on No Freezy. 130 pounds. The guy was 230.
According to eyewitnesses, his team, Anthony, was told by Metcalf to go sit with his team.
Okay, still he doesn't have to listen. He doesn't have to listen to him.
Where he was supposed to be.
He doesn't listen to anybody.
To listen to him.
He can do what he wants.
What authority does he have to tell me where I need to be?
saying,
I'm
hey,
here talking to my friends. I'm here talking to my friends.
Hey, and you know what? You're not going to get no Ruthless. You're not going to get. You're not going to get an argument out of me that he didn't have to listen. But at the same, with the same token, he didn't have to plunge a knife in somebody's chest because he was being aggressed on.
That was instinctively
not a good idea.
It's not, dude. You can't even say it's instinct because instinct doesn't allow you to make separate steps before you make the final step. You just react. You don't sit and think enough to reach into your bag and grab something.
Is that
Some
fair?
people are good at that.
Is that fair to say? Don't bring weapons to school.
That's up to the principal and them to decide.
No, don't bring weapons to school. No, don't. Listen, Ruthless.
He's
I want
making
to
music
make
weapons.
something clear for everybody, whoever might listen to this. When it comes to your kids, do not tell them to bring weapons to school.
Okay, so anything can be used as a weapon, right? A ruler,
Do not bring weapons
okay,
to school.
Okay, but a ruler,
it is not allowed. It is not appropriate. It is a bad
hit him
news
in the head
situation.
with a
Do
bat.
not bring weapons to school.
Hold on.
I
This is
don't care
not
what
a
Ruthless is
conversation.
saying. I'm going to overtalk him right now because you guys do not tell your children to bring weapons to school.
Nobody said, listen, all I'm saying is you can stab somebody with a pencil or ruler. Weapons are at school all the time. What are you talking about?
Oh, so you can stab somebody with a pencil. So
Yes,
instead of a
and
pencil,
kill
you
him.
should bring a knife.
Yes, I'm just saying is,
Yes.
I'm not telling my kids to bring a weapon
So
to
you're
school.
going to tell your children to bring knives to
Calm
school?
down, nigga. You all right?
What
I
do
said
you
I'm not going
mean?
to tell my kid in no time to bring no weapon.
No, don't tell your children to bring knives to school.
Brick, nobody's
tell them
disagreeing with
that.
that. Brick,
Bring
nobody's
weapons to
disagreeing with
school,
that.
dude.
Brick, no one's disagreeing with that, nigga. Why'd you keep pushing it?
Because you're pushing it.
I'm not.
You're saying this
saying
kid
is,
did nothing
Brick has
wrong.
got to be
He
the
reached in
whitest,
his bag and
lightest
pulled out
ninja
a
I have ever seen in my
knife.
life.
He's
Yeah,
big.
Brick,
Pull out a
part of the
fucking
family,
knife.
bro.
Brick,
Dude,
what
you
I'm
got
saying
called
is,
the N-word, bro.
I'm not going to tell my
You're
kid to
in.
go to school, right? but I'm going to trust my kid. I'm not going to
Made
search
it,
his bag
man.
every
You
day.
made
Now,
my
I'm on top of
ninja.
the world.
My
Craig.
ninja.
You're going to
Top flight
trust your
security
kid not
of the
to go
world,
through his
Craig.
bag every now and again? That's crazy, dude. That is crazy work.
I'm not going to trust, dude. I'm trust my kid enough not to check his bag every day.
I trust my kid enough to know that if I give him too much rope, he's going to hang himself with it. So I got to fucking regulate that shit.
Hey, Ruthless. I'm gonna tell you when you're doing bad. When you got white JP correcting you, something wrong with you, dude. You were really off.
That's a goddamn fact, sir.
Wait, is that Jordan Peterson?
I'm ruthless. So anyway, right?
No.
All I'm saying is this, right? I'm not saying I'm going to teach my kid to take weapons to school. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is this. If my kid needs to stand up for himself or herself, I'm not going to tell them how to do it, right? If they feel threatened at that time that they need to do what they got to do, then I have to be.
You just do what you got to do. Cut their nuts off if you got to.
It's life. It's life, Brick.
Cut the nuts off if you got to, bro. Hey, little one. Hey, listen. I don't care what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. If you got to cut the nuts off, cut the nuts off. I don't give a damn.
So that message is going to get a lot of people killed. A lot of dead bodies.
Anyway, Brick, baller.
But you know, you can avoid some of it, and that message that you have right there is going to get a lot of people killed.
Most people ain't,
that don't deserve to die, maybe.
That's God to deal with that, right? All I'm saying is when
he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't give two fucks. He doesn't give two fucks.
This is why I will not let my kid. This is why I'm afraid of what my kids will find on the internet, because this is not a message that any kid should have, or even adults. Adults too.
On TV.
You know gang violence. Most people don't know gang violence. Just because you doesn't mean you have to spread it like you do.
Boys in the Hood.
Stop it. Most
you got
people know.
Menace to Society. You got.
Listen to you talking about
and
movies.
you know, and you celebrate that shit.
Movies. He talking about movies.
No, I don't.
You do.
I don't celebrate it. It's a reality.
You do every analogy you make is wrapped around gang culture.
It's my anecdotal experience, Philly.
Do what you gotta do. Cut
I'm
the
from
nuts
the
off.
hood. What you want me to do? I can't. I can't be in Beverly Hills and be like, oh yeah, take the bottle of liquor.
I'm so goddamn confused.
Fuck out of here.
Oh, hold on.
I got lost a long time ago.
Well, for the record,
For the record, this is your fault, OG, because you gave him the keys.
Yeah, OG.
OG got hard. OG got hard.
Listen,
OG got hard.
I know.
Let me explain.
Hold on.
Hold on. I gotta explain something to this nigga Snowman. I got you. I would let you go, but I gotta explain something to this nigga. Look,
let this man with his hard talk.
First of all, I just asked y'all guys, just professionally, man, just let each other speak. And then y'all went to this. Y'all the one like to throw all these names and stuff. But go ahead, GS. You right, my guess. Look, he was quiet.
Well, I just wanted to say I know a thing or two about gang violence too. I was in this 4-H club one time, and there was this neighboring town 4-H club, and we were arguing about how to join a frame properly. And man, it got pretty contentious there. So yeah, we on the mean streets of White, Connecticut, man. I'll let you know it was. Oh, did I go ahead?
You got me. I felt that. Man. I felt that.
You know what 4-H is, right? 4-H club. Yeah.
I was in 4-H too. I was in VOAG and
great program.
FFA. Were you in the FFA chapter in Connecticut?
No.
You weren't in Future Farmers of America. I was. I know OG Duder. He's probably still got his FFA coat.
That's some good stuff, though. I mean, no
cap. Everything.
Yeah. They still have 4-H.
Man. I'm like, I'm an old man. I'm old.
I know.
I got everything.
Dude, I automatically assume, being that you're on a farm, that you were in FFA, that you were probably on the parliamentary procedure team, and that you had your blue coat that you only get if you win on parliamentary procedure.
This nigga here cold. What? No, I ain't made it to that level yet, but I ain't prestigious like that. But I thank you, my good sir.
Good stuff.
So let this be a lesson, right? Don't go around trying to check people if you ain't ready for what comes with it. It's just the way it goes.
There you go.
That's the lesson.
Now that's actually good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fast too.
Life's about choices. Choices have consequences. If you're aware of the consequences and you still make the choice, you chose the consequence.
And see, that's the only thing that a lot of us are getting at, is this whole idea that this kid shouldn't get any kind of reprimand at all for it, that he should be able to get off scot-free. No, he made a decision. He made it on impulse. If it was on impulse, we don't know what it was. But what we do know is that he took another child's life, or another young man's life. And if I take another young man's life, I'm going to go to jail for it, just like you are, just like anyone else is.
It's a self-defense. You might not.
No, exactly. If let me posit this. If the evidence shows that this young man was in fear for his life, and like anyone else has the right to do, a wolf doesn't have to ask permission to use its claws or its fangs, defended itself or himself, would you change your opinion then, or would you still think he deserves jail time for defending his own life?
Phrase that again.
Okay, if what we have now is a lot of murkiness, right? So a lot of people we're kind of like hypothetically throwing things out there. If we find out indeed and for a fact that this young man was defending his own life, and in his heart and it genuinely felt like his life was in jeopardy, that if he'd have turned his back, he might have gotten gang tackled or something and gotten, I don't know, just grounded and pounded into oblivion. He felt like the only way that he could get away was to do this quick movement and run. Now, I would say if somebody is trying to hurt somebody like real bad, I mean, they're not going to stop with one stab and run, bro. They're gonna.
Well, and see, that's to the hypothetical that you're framing, GS. You would almost speculate or would assume that if someone is fearful for their life or afraid of the people that are in that area, that one, they wouldn't go to that area and around those people, or two, even if they were in that area and did that, once someone said something and confronted them, they just get up and leave out of fear.
That's a great point. If
But that's
you
not everyone.
That's a weak point. That's a weak argument.
no, that's
It's
a great
not.
point.
No,
All
that's
right,
that's
guys. All
that's
right, guys. Weak or not. We already started over in the DBD, which is going right now. For you guys sitting in the back, chat right now, I just dropped the link in the back. If you wish to go over to the DBD, I'm going to be ending this stream over in Opinionated so that we can start the DBD. I don't want to be too late because there are other things I also have planned for the rest of the night if I manage to stay up. If you guys are interested, link is in the back chat, so just click it. You'll automatically go to StreamYard for the other one that we got going on. For everybody else, I want you guys to stay tight. We're going to end this episode out. Let me just do this officially so we're not doing this crazy because we're still going to do this in opinionated fashion. So I appreciate everyone who's actually come over to the stream today. Let me do this properly. OG's probably going to get started right now. But I don't want to end this stream reckless, which I seem like I'm already am right now. Hold on. Anyway, guys, this has been a great one. I really do appreciate everything that you guys have done and being actually here in this stream and everything. My closing thoughts are going to be that I want to land the plane with letting you guys know that I'm not against marriage. I'm not. I know people we kind of got off on all the stuff, but I'm not against marriage. I have said multiple times already that I've said it again, and I'll say it again and again. I don't care what your relationship status is. I don't care if you are single, if you're married, if you're divorced, if you're widowed, or if you're vibing with someone that you just met on Hinge. That's not the point. What I do care about is whether or not you respect the family dynamic and what it represents. I care about whether you understand that building a family, raising children, and staying committed to people, not out of convenience, but out of purpose, is a dying art in this clown world that we're living in today. It's not that. It is the foundational things that we should be looking at. And we keep treating it like it's disposable. And it's not. Like, it's just a lifestyle that is a choice that you can just cancel anytime like some goddamn stupid subscription. We are so obsessed with freedom, that we forget that freedom without responsibility just turns into chaos. With that being said, guys, I want you to sit there and think about that when you're having your next ventures on what this whole idea of what coupling and relationships are. Not about roles, not about genders and all that stuff, but about what the agreements are and not based on what the assignments are. With that being said, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. I thought this was plain, but it is not. Screwing up already. Take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, and of course, I will see you on the next one. Stay opinionated, and if anything, we'll see what happens for Saturday. Till then, take care of yourselves. Later, y'all.